It's defined by the love that you have for them, a love that surpasses all. Lord, plant within them the courage to stand strong against the tides of judgment. When they feel diminished or unseen, remind them that you see every effort, every struggle, and every act of integrity that they pour into their work and their life. Strengthen them with the truth that they are chosen, called, and deeply valued. Let them walk with confidence, knowing that their identity is rooted in you, not in any label or circumstance. May they find peace in your promise that all things work together for good, that you are guiding them on a path of purpose beyond human understanding. Lift them above negativity and help them see themselves through your eyes as precious, capable, and resilient. Thank you for being their shield and source of unwavering hope. Guide their steps and quiet the voices that try to distract them from your love and their purpose. May we all be aware and accountable for our actions. Amen. Amen. Happy Monday to you. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. Happy Monday to you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Come on in, have a seat. Welcome to Earth School. Give me 1 second. I'll be right there with you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in and have a seat. Come on in. Okay. Yes, baby. All right. Y'all just had to grab something, so. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hi, guys. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a message for the sign of Pisces and for anybody else that wants to tune in and come and chat with us. My messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. All right. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I don't know where you are in the world, but I am located in the lovely state of Georgia. And today, it is definitely raining outside. So thank you, welcome. Thank you for being here. I don't know what's up with my bracelet, but we're going to leave it like that until we figure it out. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday. Oh, Cosmic Creator, source of all life and light, you're my shepherd, guiding me through every valley, every shadow. I lack nothing, for you lead me beside the still waters and restore my soul. In your presence, I find peace and strength, for you're with me always. Your rod and staff comfort me, and your love prepares a path before me, even in the face of adversity. Grant me the serenity to embrace what I cannot change, the courage to change what is within my power, and the wisdom to discern the difference as I walk each day in faith. In the presence of your infinite grace, I am unafraid, for your kingdom flows through me as it does all creation. With deep gratitude, I give thanks for the miracles already set into motion in my life. Shift what must be shifted, move what needs to be moved, and illuminate my path with your divine light. Align my heart, my actions, and my soul with your will, for I know you have already provided the strength, guidance, and blessings I need. I release all fear, and I surrender fully to your higher wisdom. May your goodness and mercy follow me all of the days of my life as I dwell in your sacred presence now and forever. Amen. For any and all of you that want to know where that prayer is, it is on Broad Minded. located on Spotify. It is also on YouTube in the podcast area, so you can find that prayer in both of those locations. All right, so let's get into this thing. Um, our message for today, our messages for this week are some good ass messages. I just want to tell y'all. Um, Yesterday, because everybody that's new here, welcome to Earth School. Please hit that like button when you come in. Pisces, they bit the hand that fed them. Never bite the hand that feeds you. Blessings and curses. So this message from Earth School touches on a message that we had also last week from Earth School. Because around here, as y'all know, I'm not a tarot reader, but I can read the tarot. I choose to because I'm a person that has experienced some life and obtained some things in life, would like to kind of give the reality of some stuff along with some mystical things, because the reality of some stuff is that everything that we have learned thus far,
there's a driver from
get it out of your brain, okay? And I hate to say that to y'all, but that is just the way things are. Squirrel Jenkins, hello, welcome from Charleston, South Carolina. Thank you for being here. Hey, Katrina, good morning, welcome. Thank you for being here. I think that your spiritual energy is cast into others around you, changing their feelings and reactions, allowing ultimately affect you in your reality. Amen. So this comes from the questions that are in the poll area this morning. So, can spiritual energy affect physical reality? So when y'all see people putting information in the chat, it could be related to something that is on YouTube in the area where it's engagement, because my chat be popping on YouTube, y'all. My spiritual team on there that comes in and communicates with everybody, they have a lot of spiritual knowledge, a lot of spiritual know-how, and a lot of experience. These people come from many walks, different parts of life, and they got real jobs. So, when people say the spiritual community is full of, people who don't have jobs, don't have, a bunch of wishy-washy, no, baby. Not this group. This is a group of very intellectual folks that have jobs and families, businesses, and things of that nature. Okay? So they're going to be teaching you and telling you from a point of view from a person who actually has some stuff, wants to keep some stuff, maintain some stuff, has lost some stuff, and has gotten it back. So take it how it resonates for you. Apans, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So the message, they bit the hand that fed them, Pisces, and never bite the hand that feeds you. Blessings and cursings. So, let's get into this. For some reason, I want to say let's get into some funky shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is about to be, but I know what it's about to be. But hey, sometimes the messages take a turn, all right? So, here we are. They bit the hand that fed them, such as the paradox of Pisces, the sign of boundless compassion, yet also the illusion and betrayal. The waters of Pisces flow in two directions, one towards divine grace and other towards self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Ooh, self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Y'all, and if you don't know, I channel by music. So when certain things trigger, look up the song, because it could be pertaining to something that is necessary and needed for you to know. So look up the song. Hey, Alicia. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Never bite the hand that feeds you. For the universe watches in silence. Gratitude multiplies blessings. Do you have an attitude of gratitude? This morning, did you check in with yourself? Because I'm saying happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. But it's raining outside, right? And for the most part, my energy is on beautiful sunshine, okay? I checked in with myself this morning. When I woke up, I asked myself, how do you feel? Is this energy yours? What did you dream about last night? Where we going today? So I set my intentions. surrounding myself with all the beautiful things that I wish for the universe to be for me today. So, did you set your intentions? That's the first thing we should be doing. Yes, ma'am, busy ma'am. Busy businesswoman and getting business busy in prayer and meditation, developing my spiritual container, and period. See, I keep trying to explain to y'all, these people are very much aware and conscious as to what they're doing because they also know the energy that's surrounding the world right now. We about to get into some funky shit, okay? Do you have attitude of gratitude? Because you may not be where you wish to be, but you woke up this morning. You may not be where you wish to be, but it could be worse. You may not be where you wanted to be, but everything is beautiful. It's your perception of your reality. How do you see it? How do you feel about it? So, never bite the hand that feeds you, for the universe watches in silence. Gratitude multiplies blessings, while integration sows the seeds of spiritual fame and ingratitude. But wherever that word came from, because I'm gonna look it up, because sometimes one word gets replaced with another, and it means something. So integration means to bring some stuff together, I think, but I like looking things up just to make sure. Ingratitude sows the seeds of spiritual famine. Those who nourish you, whether seen or unseen, are conduits of the divine. Honor them, and the tides will rise in your favor. Spurn them, and the currents may pull you into the depths. All right, so it's showing me there was something that popped up and it pertained to Keisha Cole. Keisha Cole is beautiful, like spiritually, physically, um, from what I see from her, right? So whatever the video was that popped up was somebody recording her, and supposedly this person is a friend of hers. I would gather for them to be that close to her, and able to film. But you can hear in every interaction with this person is saying behind the scenes, that person don't like her. Whether or not she realizes it or not, everybody else, because everybody's awakening, and so everybody in the comments is trying to tell her, this bitch don't like you. Get that person away from you right now. Now, discernment is everything. And sometimes we don't see stuff because we're too close to it. Friends, family, co-workers, just people that we allow in our space, and sometimes we let certain things go over our head, right? And we take it as, oh, they're joking. Stop taking everything as a joke, because the position that lady is sitting in, loose lips sink ships. And people who have access to you have the ability to kind of pull your energy in a way that maybe even you don't understand. But I could hear it, and when I went to the comments, everybody in the comments was saying the same thing. That person don't like you. It's a frenemy. They're around because you benefit them. They're not your friend. They despise everything about you because she put on these goggles, and mind you, she looked beautiful. She looked like she was going skiing. The person said, you look stupid. No, you sound stupid. But we can hear the hate in their voice. Somehow, this person's still around her. But it would be advisable for her to get that person away from her as fast as possible. And sometimes we like to touch the stove, because I told y'all, sometimes people will tell us, this person ain't good for you, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 but we feel how we feel, and we have to just, see it through, my boy, okay? And we can feel energy from people, so it's not to say that she's, spiritually stupid. She could already know. But sometimes, like myself, we have to let the experience play out, because when you get cast away, you have to know that it was for your own treachery. You did this to yourself. So it could be that she's allowing the experience to play itself out, and then, she'll proceed the way she should. Either way, the point of it is outside people saw the energy and recognized the energy quickly. A gift given in love becomes a bridge to abundance. A gift repaid with treachery becomes a weight upon the soul. The fish who swims with wisdom understands this balance, knowing when to receive, when to give, and when to release. May you walk in blessings, not curses. May your hands always return kindness, not betrayal. And may the waters of Pisces cleanse rather than drown. Because it's necessary, for us to see, like I said, as far as playing things out, allowing it to go the way that the universe sees fit. So sometimes some of us are called to, walk our walk, okay, in a way that means that we have to allow things to play out, even if it causes us pain. That could be the reason that either we're karma to them or they are karma to us. However it plays out, you're going to learn today, okay? So take it how it resonates for you. Now, something that's happening in the universe where this is here and now, the powers that be, they bit the hand that fed them. Never bite the hand that feeds you. There is a great illusion taking place, a great manipulation. And whether or not you see it is up to you. So again, friends, family, co-workers, but now we are talking about something bigger than even we know that's playing out. Why this is happening? Good morning, son. This is a reflection of deep illusion that has taken root in society. One where power is seen as flowing from the top rather than from the foundation up. Those who sit in high positions of ownership or authority often believe they are the source of all things, forgetting without the workers, the laborers, the hands that build and sustain, their so-called power is an empty throne. I told y'all this plays off of something that happened last week because I told y'all how I ran a trucking company for 10 years, my own business, and how I am a person who I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything for me that I wouldn't do myself. So I held every position in that company. I started off doing office work, but I didn't understand why the drivers, were being held up or why certain things took so long. So initially I was very maybe rude, very harsh on the people who were working. But I didn't understand. You're a driver. Just fucking drive. But then there's so much more that actually goes into that. So as I started to get involved in my business more, and I told y'all how I ended up with my CDL. Somebody took one of my trucks and they left it in Florida. I had to pay a boatload of money for it to be brought back to me. And at that very moment, first time, I decided I'm not paying nobody to do that again. I'll be the recovery team myself. I'm not doing nothing. I sit in the office all day. If something happens, I'll fly to go pick my shit up. So that means I need a CDL. So I went and got a CDL. In the process of that, I started going out with some of the drivers just to see what was happening. There's a lot of things that take place in between driving to your location, your pickup location, and driving to your drop off or to your destination. Anything could possibly happen. There could be a flat tire. Sometimes flat tires take place in the middle of the night. Guess what? You might not want to call roadside assistance or nobody may be available. You might have to wait until the morning. And now your whole pickup is thrown off because now you got to deal with a flat tire. But there's so much more than that. And this is where I also learned every person that is involved in the chain. It's also like in the medical, because I'm a licensed medical assistant. It's something called the chain of custody. So the chain of custody from where you retrieve this, or when you go to get this item, there's so many people involved. A forklift driver, when people think they're the little guy, a forklift driver can make or break your day. because you may think that they mean nothing because you're the driver and you make all this money and I am the shit. Meanwhile, the person that owns the business, I own the business and I think I'm the shit. Meanwhile, the forklift driver is the one that has to now either put your product on or take your product off. They could make or break your day. Be nice. It costs you nothing to be nice to everybody. I done pulled up in locations in places where a truck driver done pissed somebody off. Now you're going behind everybody else that shows up, and now your day, your next pickup, your next, and it pertains to your money in the end. So your money don't get loaded onto your vehicle. Your check is going to be short, and now your family suffers the consequences of your stupidity. So this could be as far as anything is concerned. So we're talking about certain, just trucking, but we're talking about in life. Okay. So take it how it resonates and put you in a simulation where you deem to be fit. Okay. Because this is like the wheel of fortune. Some days you're up, some days you're down, and some days you could be stuck in between. Where are you right now on the wheel? Okay. So take it how it resonates for you. So how did things become this way? So the illusion of control. Over time, hierarchical systems reinforce the idea that wealth and leadership equate to dominance. Those at the top begin to see themselves as creators rather than caretakers, because you have to be carefully taking care of your employees. But also your employees are carefully taking care of you. So the roles go hand in hand. If you're nice to them, they're going to want to produce for you. If you fuck them off, they're going to be, somewhere fucking around. Walmart right now. Walmart can be one of the examples because, we have a ban on Walmart, but shit, everybody's still at Walmart, okay? So take it how it resonates. But we're going to show you how certain things will actually, in the end, play out however we wish to as people, okay? So I was in Walmart the other day, and I was looking for a product. And so this particular product is in G something in Walmart's aisles, right? G is located where it is in this particular store where there's like perfumes, deodorants, soaps, hair products. This is the G aisle, okay? All right. So G also consists of protein bars and those the medical shit, right? So this particular item that I'm looking for, I got to go to the back. All right. This lady has now ordered a pregnancy test, right? And so the pregnancy tests are inside of a case. So when I go around to the side, now I need somebody to come and open this case because I need a pregnancy test, right? So every time the area that this particular item in, there's one black lady that works in this aisle all the time, right? This is now the second to the third time that I have went around this area to now I got to go walk down here to go get this lady at the register that they have down there in this particular place. This lady is always on her phone. This lady is always talking to other people to where she's not paying attention to the customers. She's doing everything but her fucking job. So I walk around there. She's standing like she's facing a customer, but she's not dealing with the customer. I see that it's her. This lady done already pissed me off multiple times. Because now we got a situation going on here. She runs this aisle, but lady, I'm in here shopping. Mind you, I'm on y'all clock shopping. So I look at her and I say, ma'am, I need some help, please. And thank you. I need this case open around here. So I'm getting ready to walk off because I done already had enough of this lady before because I said something to her one time. She didn't see me, but she's, playing around with the other Walmart associates that are there to where the other one looked at me and she knew what I was getting ready to do. And she said, hold on 1 minute. And then she's calling the lady and she still don't hear her. All right. So I stood there to look at her to make sure that I saw what she was doing. She was playing on her phone. So I gave her this look. Like, bitch, bring your ass. Because I need it now, today. I'm on Walmart clock. She hesitates a little bit because as of now, it's like she wants to show me that she works in this office, in this area, But fucking with me, you won't work here that long. Cause I starts reporting shit to the higher ups. Cause this is the third time that I done came in this store. And you may feel like you run this aisle, but we in this together. So let's act like we in this together. The strange thing was, and the reason why I even mentioned this was, somebody was on the phone with me. The person that was on the phone with me said, "Who is that? The lady that's at the perfume counter?" I said, "How do you know?" Mind you, the person, I ain't even mentioned where I'm at to this person. I'm just talking to the person on the phone. They literally instantly knew who I was talking about. Now, this infraction has taken place way too many times for a person that is on the phone with me that don't know what I'm doing to ask, was it that particular woman? You building a reputation here. So this lady now is officially, and I should report her at some point in time, and maybe will, depending upon how she get on my nerves. But this is where, how sometimes we want to let people get away with some stuff because of the fact that she has a family, she needs to work, but the bitch ain't working. She on Walmart clock playing around, doing everything but what she's supposed to be doing, to the tune of numerous people now know that they know what part of the store I'm in, depending upon how I just described the situation. Now, the craziest part about all of this was, after I got everything together and I left that store and I went to go deliver it to the lady that ordered it, I told her, because, I had to whisper to her, and I said, because I didn't get the product because, the lady was already doing some stuff, and then I substituted something, and then she said she didn't want that. So I said, I was trying to look around to see if there was something more suitable, but the lady that was working over there was being weird. Who was it? The lady that worked in such and such an area? The lady that I was dropping the stuff off to knew. Now, see, this is where this lady done got away too many times. Because if everybody knows that this lady is not doing her job, do Walmart know that this lady is on their clock, under their business, not doing her job? But she's probably one of many. And, I love the Walmart people that are in there, because a lot of them, are very, very nice and very, very, they do their job. They will stop and help you. But there's many women that are in there. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Robert. Thank you for being here. That are not doing their job. But here we go. So those at the top begin to see themselves as creators rather than caretakers, mistaking their role as indispensable when in truth they are dependent entirely on those beneath them. Why don't they know that? But a bigger part is, why do the people that work for a lot of places not realize their importance to the system? So manipulation of value. This is one of the biggest things. Jeanette, I know, like, that she definitely needs to be reported, because that was 3 people in one damn day. Nobody, just based off of the discussion, and I didn't even say where I was. Everybody knew it was her. So you're right. And this is also the reason why certain things go unchecked, because people just don't say anything. So this is also a part of, the problem in the system as well. The manipulation of value. The ones who own and command often and frame the narrative to make it seem as if they are the providers rather than the ones benefiting from the work of the others. This leads to a reverse perception where workers feel dependent on the system rather than recognizing the system is dependent upon them. This is how we have people voting, in ways where we're going to get rid of this person and that person and yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, now they losing their livelihood. Now they're losing their businesses. Now they're losing their homes that was tied to the money that those businesses made, but you was being a racist. How do you vote against the very people that are helping you? It made no sense. And I done showed y'all videos where I done came on here and I done showed y'all the people crying, oh, we are losing our farms because of, oh, we're losing our homes because of, oh, we're losing because of your own selfishness. Because you voted against yourself. And everybody can vote the way they want to vote. But after you do it, don't come on here on, this good ass internet and expecting anybody to feel any type of way for you other than the fact that you got exactly what you asked for. You bit the hand that fed you. Meanwhile, you thought that you were feeding them. How did we get here? Because it works that way for a lot of systems. It works that way for a lot of us. How did we get here? How did we diminish our own importance to the system? Even the government itself right now is supposed to be for the people, by the people. It's very selfish. Because there's more, okay? There's always more. So, fear and conditioning. That is deeply embedded in a lot of us. Like, we wonder how, me and my brother on Fridays was doing ladies' night, right? And we learned that even the way we have relationships with people, we have been conditioned to be a certain type of way. Hi, Miss Kelly. Welcome. Love you. Thank you for being here. Miss Kelly, everything. You ain't missed what you look. You missed nothing, but you missed everything. Okay, so either way, you will catch up. So you'll figure it out because you're very, very smart. All right. Either way, where we are is the role reversal and the illusion of life, how we're conditioned to kind of make us feel not realize our importance. All right, we missed you too, Miss Kelly. I've been reading your notes though. Thank you. So even the way we have relationships and even the way we interact with people, we're conditioned a certain type of way. So fear and conditioning. Generations of conditioning have taught people to believe that without leadership, there would be chaos. Which is funny because if we actually really pay attention, there has been lack of leadership. And we've been all just working out just fine. People know what they want to do in life. People know how they want their families to live. People know that we really don't want to interact with them at all, period. Like, and I'm not talking about, and this is another thing. They want us to be against each other so bad. Segregation, right? But people better really, really soon, like, figure it out that the us and them is the us, the people, and the them, the ones that want to control and hide and lie. It's not a white person against a black person or a Spanish person, or unless y'all want to make it that way. But y'all gonna soon figure out that making it that way is divide and conquer. They divide us and then conquer us. And I don't know about too many of y'all, but I don't feel like being conquered no time soon because I don't got time for that. I got shit to do. I got stuff that I want to put into play, or that I'm going to put into play, or that I need to put into play for future generations because I got told that I need to do that. So at this point, we better all start to realize real fast that the problem is them, not us. The counter girls is not thankful for her job. She is taking it for granted. You damn right she's taking it for granted. And you're right, she needs to be reported. Absolutely. The aisle she is in and is supposed to take care of from that business standpoint is high profit for business. That business employs so many other people. And exactly right. And this is where also when you become such a big business and now you can't actually see every part. This is how sometimes being a super massive business might not work for you because you don't realize how the employees are fucking up shit for you. Because when a person does not have the mindset of ownership, they do stuff that is weird, like fucking with your customers when, because they feel like, oh, I hold the keys to the drawer. Bitch, you only hold the keys to the drawer. That's it. Meanwhile, you're fucking up their profit and their money margin because of the fact that your attitude stinks and now nobody wants to come back here when they realize that you're there. So a lot of businesses, it's like AT&T. I had my phone number for Like it was 817-821-2188. It was a number that I had for a long time, right? So an incident happened. I called to the company, to AT&T. Mind you, I had that number since I was 18. I am at this moment, present time, 49 years old. This happened last year. So that's how long I done had this phone line. But the person that handled my phone call that day literally treated me like my 20 years of, giving them my money. AT&T is the highest fucking company out here. And for 20 years, I gave you my money knowing you was the highest company out here, but you were one of the best. But your employee fucked it off because they didn't care about my 20 years. Somebody that sits in a higher position, somebody that understands how business work, would have actually got on the phone with me, and but they block, because when they know they could potentially get in trouble, they block the next person from getting on the phone with the higher up. And so I feel like if somebody higher knew what that person did, that person would have definitely been fired, because it is relationships. The world is built on relationships. Some people, their relationship is built off of, color relationships. I don't know, because I don't deal in that type of, tomfoolery. What I care about is, if you good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. I don't give a fuck whether or not you're purple. If you good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. If you treat me some type of way, I might not fuck with you. I might not even take the time to treat you some type of way. But if you do something to where I feel like, oh, I'm about to be, the lesson that you need to have, because not today, not on my watch, Satan, then you're going to get what you get. And it's just going to be what's going to be. And you're going to need to talk to God about it, because I promise you, I done already talked. While I was, interacting with you, I was negotiating with God. God, now, what type of trouble am I going to get in if I do this? And sometimes the trouble be worth it. Fuck it. I done heard what was going to happen and still did it anyway. And exactly what they told me was going to happen happened. But guess what? The smile on my face from putting you in your place, it was worth it all. I'll take the punishment. Because I be getting in trouble. I told y'all, I ain't going to sit in front of y'all and act like, I'm Miss Goody Two-Shoes. I'll be getting in trouble. Because shit, some of these people need to be handled, like, right away. Take how it resonates for you. It doesn't matter where you work or what you do for a living. It's important to have ethics. You better talk that shit, because yes, ma'am, definitely. Have a strong work ethic, have a high personal standard. Period. Exactly. Own all that you do. And that's what it does not matter what you do, be the best at it. Be the best at it. Because what you might not realize, and what you could potentially be shown later on, is that one particular, job that you got put in that meant nothing to nobody, but you did it to the best of your ability. You could be the owner of that situation later on. I remember they used to have, what's the dude, he used to be the counter guy at McDonald's. Gerard something, young black guy. And then all of a sudden, later on, you saw that he was the owner. First he went from the manager, then he went to owning establishments, owning a franchise. Because everybody might not deem what you do as a living, their particular, forte. You're beneath them because you do such and such. Meanwhile, you did nothing all your life, and you got gifted $1,002,002, and you have no ethics, no nothing. Like, everything about you stinks. Meanwhile, yes, you may have $1 million, but everything about you stinks. And then you are the cause of the demise of the legacy and the inheritance, because we can also see that too, where people be gifted stuff and later on they are the reason why the family is now broke, because they never took the time to get involved with the business. They never took the time to even have any type of experience, like maybe even go work at the company that their family has fucking had for centuries. They never take the time to go stand on that line and see what it takes for these people to have to bring that money to them on a daily basis. And now the person who was raised with that silver diamond spoon in their mouth be the ones that fuck up everything, because they don't understand what it took, the blood, sweat, and tears, to get us here. And one of the things that I pride myself on, and what I said to even my people, like, I want to be the great, 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 great grandmother that gets put above the fireplace, and everybody says, "Oh, this is the person that built the legacy, the inheritance." But in my mind, I feel like everybody should still have to go through the line, even if it's just for a day. Go take your bitch ass over there, astaghfirullah, God forgive me, and make sure these kids have some type of um understanding of what it takes for these people to be here, what it takes for them to even be able to run the business, what it takes for the business to sustain itself. But people will say, "Oh, this is the reason why we have shareholders, and this is the reason why we have, and this is also the reason why when the people get involved and they start running off at the mouth, and now you got people selling their shares because even the shareholders are saying you got me fucked up, and suing the actual people because of the fact that you spoke out of turn, or you aligned yourself in places with people who, because what we got right now, we got Target and we got Tesla. Everybody jumping ship. But it also talks about this here as to how once the people start to take their power back, and once the people start to break the illusion, because how did we get here? How did we get to a location and a place where we allowed them to make them think that they were the ones that were important? Like, what was going on in our brain? But it was the conditioning, fear and conditioning. Generations of conditioning have taught people that to believe that without leadership, there would be chaos. This keeps power centralized, even when it is the workers, the creators, and the contributors who truly hold the strength to build or dismantle. Have you ever wondered how people, and this could just be from a standpoint, they gonna whip your ass anyway, when they was talking about slavery and this, that, and the third, right? But with the parts they don't tell you is how the people were afraid to go to sleep around the people, because the people was gonna take your ass out in the middle of the night. So they don't want to tell you about the strength that came along with that. But have you ever wondered how people get their little pitchforks together and go and now stalk and kill a person when there's like 3,000 people and it's only 300 of them? Because in my mind, and they only going to tell us the parts that they want to tell us to keep people in fear, and oh, they got all of these people to rally around. This is why I'm also saying, and out loud, and this is the reality of it, when they start talking about segregation, right, for people, places, and things. And I said, I have not yet heard a white person get on this internet and say, and they could be saying it. They could be saying it. So it's just what I have not heard. I have not heard a white person get on the internet and say, "Oh, welcome back to segregation," right? "Oh, we were thankful." I done heard plenty of black people get on here and say it, right? So in my mind, it led me to two things. They're not, a lot of white people are not as happy as, they would think for people to be segregated. And two, if they are, they're keeping it quiet because, flag on the play. We don't want our money corrupted or anything like that. And so we're not going to say anything because they're starting to pay attention to how these companies are being taken down, right? Either way, that's not the point. The point of it is this. We can look at over history and time when they said segregation, and then black people went off to go do, their own whatever it was. And then after the people found out they was thriving and this, that, and the third, then they came over and they, brought their war, because they always come in with war, kill, steal, destroy. Sounds like the devil to me, the devil that they want us to believe, but who keeps doing it? And they dismantled the city and the town, right? So in my mind, this is what I was thinking. If in fact that was really a thing and people started to segregate and black people went off to do whatever it was they was going to do and build however they was going to build, then y'all best to get involved in building the military. Y'all best to get involved with foreign affairs, because to me it seems like if in fact that happens again, the lesson was they took their bombers and this, that, and the third and flew over top of them towns and blew them up. This time when they try that, y'all better have a counteraction to blow their ass out of the sky. So how would you now, if they're talking about segregation, have a society of your own on US soil? Because to me that would now say that the government is totally against, certain groups of people. So now you would have to create your own government. There are so many things that seem like it goes into that. Like, you just can't sit in that seat and then say all of a sudden, okay, now you want to be segregated, and I know you're a racist and you think that I'm gonna follow under your laws, and not realize that I'm in danger. So now I need to be talking to some people outside of this city, outside of these states, outside of these walls, because if that's how you're going to do it, then you need to be prepared for it. So unless that's taking place, then we're going to need to be talking about some other shit. But at this point, from what I understand and from what I heard, and this could be, not even truly true at this moment, but the thought process was that because the little boy best friend that, the Tesla dude, Elon, because his company is facing segregations, because there was people talking about, racist stuff and slurs and this, that, and the third, that they think that the reason why he did that was to help him now. Okay, even still a problem, because if a one person now can start making it to where you don't care if a country goes to war based off of one person, and you don't care that there could be arguments, fights, strife in the streets and everything else because you want to help one person, that's still a problem. It's a problem. And whether or not anybody wants to say it, it's a problem. Because why is this one person able to pull the strings? Why are you so up this person's ass crack that you wouldn't care about we the people, for the people, by the people? Something's not right about that. So take it how it resonates for you. Either way, this keeps power centralized, even when it is the workers, the creators, and the contributors who truly hold the strength and build and dismantle. Because you built this mother sucker, you can take this mother sucker down. And I'm not saying nothing other than the fact that the conditioning and the reversal of who sits in what position, we got to wake up. Everybody has to start to see that the way this is going, and again, it's not the black, the white, the Spanish, the this, although y'all did make it that way. So I'm going to help y'all out, because the reason why we even got here was because of y'all. And everybody has to take accountability for the part that they played. So now, if you want help and you wish for help to be seen and shown, then the message that I should be hearing a lot of y'all say is, we the people, for the people, by the people. And start to stand in that, because y'all are the reason how we got here. And that we not gonna sugarcoat. Everything happens for a reason. So it had to happen. Whatever this was, it had to be. It had to happen. It had to be shown. All right, we see it. So now what? Because we can talk about a problem, we can see the problem, but what are we going to do about the problem? We have to have solutions. We have to have solutions. So the reality of the situation. Power is never in the hands of one. It flows through the collective. All of us. When the people awaken to the truth, the illusion crumbles. The moment the workers, the supporters, the unseen hands withdraw their energy, the mighty will fall. This has always been the way, but few recognize it until the balance is disrupted, which we have started to disrupt the balance already. So I'm proud of y'all. For the ones of y'all who actually is, standing by, we not shopping at this place, we not dealing with this person, we not doing this, we not doing that. For those of you who are actually doing it and not just giving lip service, you get on this good ass internet, like I said, and set up here and say, oh, well, this is what we should do. Meanwhile, you're not helping. I never shopped at Target, didn't have to worry about it. Never owned a Tesla, didn't have to worry about it. I'm sure there's so many more. I can stop with the food, this, and the third, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, somebody better figure out something different to stores, and I do have different stores around me. I have Ingles because I think Walmart was one of the biggest ones, and Walmart has yet to see any issues because Walmart is like the club. You blessed us all so much with your readings. It's going to take the village to raise and rise up the standards. I have to get to work right now, my day job. Thank you, Jeanette, for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do. You're welcome, and thank you for being here. Um, Few interesting, provocative conversation. Miss Kelly, all this week the conversations are definitely amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited for them all, but the one tomorrow, for some reason, has lit a fire under me because it was just amazing to even have the as it was coming together, like everything encompasses everything, because even this message came from one of last week's messages. So as y'all know, if you follow my channel, they tell you stories. The title's always right, and as I told y'all, for the people who don't know and have never been here, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm really talking to me, because what happens is this is my journaling way. And these messages will come to me, appear to me, because when you see it is when it's meant to be seen. So what I have learned in my process is that I may say something right now that may now trigger something 3 years ago, because when I first started talking and doing my channel, it started off as tarot, and little did I know, because I was freshly married and this, that, and the third, that I was literally predicting everything that happened that I needed to know 2 3 years later. And as I was going through the divorce and everything was so tumultuous and crazy and everything else, God was showing me the messages that I had posted then. Everything lined up, everything said what it said, and I was at peace with the way that things went, because keep your hands out of it. One thing about this channel, we always gonna be, keep your hands up and keep your hands out of it. I come in peace. Now I may be saying some stuff, but trust me that I ain't said nothing that you shouldn't hear. Because when you see it is when you're meant to hear it. Take it how it resonates for you. But as of now, this is the point where we all have to look in the mirror, the true mirror, and see ourselves for, who we really are. And we all could have a bit of racism. We could all have a bit of racism for our own people, because the same people that y'all mostly don't like when y'all be calling people, with the hard R, we don't like them either. Mind you, they come in all different races, all different sizes, all different ethnicities, everything. So y'all be saying it, but we also be saying it too. We don't like them either, because they come to kill, steal, and destroy. But when people are teaching lessons and documenting history, and their his story, and all they doing is telling a bunch of lies, meanwhile art imitates life. Life imitates art. So you can see certain things, like I keep trying to explain to y'all, how land shifts, maps, and things of that nature. When y'all talked about, or when y'all seen the Game of Thrones, or if you haven't seen it, or all those ancient, stories that they came about, like land masses have been changed. The name of what this was at the time of, 17, 16, whatever, these people take stuff and then they try to change it, because what they trying to do is erase what the history is of that and now implement something different. At this point, what they have just done is made it so that we, now the collective, can cultivate a history or a future or a present, because everything running simultaneously, one will dictate the other. Everything is dictating right now, because what we're doing now, they will talk about later. The collective is now writing the story. So how do I put this in a way that kind of makes y'all understand how important this moment and this time is? It's like something unraveling at the seam. Like if I take a thread from my sweater, and depending upon how this thing is made, it will start to unravel. And it'll start to create holes. And you'll be able to see what's there on the other side. You'll be able to see my skin. You'll be able to see if there's something else that's put underneath this sweater. You'll be able to see it. And so, Miss Kelly, I miss you too. So once you realize that we are now creating and weaving, like we're taking the thread from this sweater and now we're creating something new. We didn't do it. Like we did it, but we didn't do it. So 92%, whatever the numbers are, we're not gonna get into the logistics, said no. Skirt, hold on, stop. Think about it. Do y'all want this to happen? Because we shouldn't have this happen. But then there was some other people that said, oh, this seems like a good thing. Let's do it. This is where be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. When life changed and when that happened, y'all didn't realize y'all changed life for forever. Nothing will ever be the same. Ever. So the history, his story, her story, the present is being written right now. And so when we pluck that little thread and now we're taking and we're doing or whatever the fuck the foot movement is and you're spinning the wheel, because I said wheel of fortune, where are you now on the wheel? We're creating something new. And so this was how important it was for people to realize, because you know, when your parents said, grandparents said, the end of days, the end of time, this is going to happen, this, that, and everybody sees the end of days, the end of time, stuff is actually happening, right? So there is no going back to what once was. And people will say how 2020 either changed them for the best or for the worst, right? 2020 was the changing point because this is how everybody saw, you know, the world was different at that point in time, right? And so now there's a new thing. And so when I said, you know, the girl was saying, oh, you know, they're doing stuff that they're trying to trigger us, we're not going to let it happen. But when they really do trigger us, because they don't realize that we're waiting for something. We're waiting for something. And so no matter what they do, you can try to do this, you can try to do that. But we all know that once that switch gets turned on, nothing is ever going to be the same. And there's no going back. So at that moment, you're going to have to make a decision. What are you fighting for? Will you give your life for the thing that you're fighting for this new creation, for this new world, for this new situation? Will you lay down your life for your kids, your future generations, for them to have a better place to live? Or will you lay down your life and say, I'm about to risk it all because I'm not going to let them grow up in that? But once it starts, it is no stopping it. So everybody has to be sure. Everybody has to be sure that this is what you want. Everybody has to be sure that this is where we're going. Because we see what they're doing or what's being done. But something in me also tells me they're going to dismantle themselves. Something in me, I have a very strong, hey Hadish, welcome, thank you for being here. Hey Tamika, thank you for being here. I have a very strong feeling that everything that they're doing to dismantle, because I'm not the only person that can see that there is no going back from this. I'm not the only person that can see that. God sees it. The higher up people in places see it. Like this, the people that are the person that is enacting, like all of the violence and all the, you know, they're not that smart. They can't be. Because you mean to tell me that for what you are claiming you're making to turn out into a better world, you don't see that it's not going to be what you deem it to be? Like, and that's not the way I want to say it. Because the way they want it to be, we not doing that. We're not doing that. So, if in fact we already know we're not doing that, and I don't mean we just based off of the color of black, right? Because there's so many people right now who are, thank you Hadish for that. Thank you for putting in the prompts. So there are so many people who have now interracially linked up, that they have kids and they have grandkids and they have family that are now, it's multiracial. It's like multiracial. It's like and somebody named Rachel, take it how it resonates for you, which is funny. But multiracial, and now this place was supposed to be like the melting pot, but it has become nothing but an illusion and some bullshit. So take it how it resonates for you. Now, how do we get everybody to understand what's important? Because what people think is important, or what people value, you are valuable. How do we get people to understand that the value is them? The battle is spiritual. Everything begins in the spirit realm before it manifests in our physical reality, period. And the war has already been waged. That's why I'm saying there is no going back from it, because the war has already been waged. We have ancestors that have already dealt with these problems. Mind you, the situation is still playing out. I love you more. So what people don't see, for the physical, and like she said, the spiritual realm, because, we don't deal with people. We deal with, principalities, the spirit within, right? And for some reason, I want to say this thing, but it's one of the messages that are about to come up. It talks about how everything is permissible under the law. And so for many, many years, they have been getting people to live out the lie, live out the illusion. Because it says, the thinking has been reversed because the illusion was necessary to keep control in place. But illusions only last as long as the belief sustains them. How do we recognize? This has always been the way, but few recognize it until the balance is disrupted. It's being disrupted. Our weapons are not carnal. We are not fighting the flesh. We are fighting principalities, period. So the thinking has been reversed because the illusion was necessary to keep the control in place. Somehow they, it's called mind fucked. Mind fucked the masses into thinking that they held the power. They, oh, I'm the business owner. I sit at the top of this business. I have all the money. So I pay you. And so you have no power because you're the little guy. But when the little guys realize that we are one as the collective, as the little guys, and everybody's part is important, and now everybody walks off that shift, and now the person who said, oh, I'm the person that has all this money, this, that, and third, but now there's no shift workers there. Everybody left. But the thing is getting everybody under one system to say that, because people will say, oh, I got kids to feed. Well, if you don't fix this system right now, your kids won't exist. If we don't fix this system right now, your kids will never exist. So at this point, we're going to take the pain for right now, so that way they don't have to experience it in the future. I get it. I have a mortgage. And so I do the things that I need to do in order to pay my mortgage. But at the end of the day, if in fact we don't fix this system, I won't have a mortgage. The kids won't have a mortgage. The kids will not have a mortgage, because it will not be permissible under the law. And then we'll be talking about a time when things used to be, this is some shit right now, but in another life you'll be saying, oh, I remember when this was good. Do you see what I'm saying? So it could get worse. But in order for us not to make it worse, we have to now take a stand together to make it better. Because you don't want this to be the time when you thought, oh, things were good. When everybody here right now knows this shit is fucked up. This shit is fucked up. Mind you, there's something else I want to even say about the timeline, because literally I was watching something, and I don't know why I don't watch TV, but right now they're showing me that there's stuff on TV. The Umbrella Academy. I used to watch it with a person that, when he was here, I would be watching TV because these are all the shows that the people would like to watch, and I like watching TV with my person, right? Or not. But anyway, the Umbrella Academy came to me again. And here we are, and I'm watching some of the things. And mind you, it's right there. Hey, again, it's saying exactly what I've been saying to y'all about the timeline being messed up. So now it's making me wonder again, did I pick this shit out of somebody's brain? But the timeline is fucked up because I knew the timeline been fucked up. But they're putting it right here. It's right on the television. So the timeline is messed up, but then they realize there's bits and stuff from this timeline that gets pulled into this timeline, and so the reset didn't go as well as they thought it was going to go. And so I'm looking at this shit like, how was that playing right there? Now I need to go back and check the date because literally I'm just now seeing it now, but y'all done heard this message before. And the shit is right. So you know how they put shit right in front of your face? I done had this for so long, and it came from we got a place over here called for some reason I want to say Home Goods, but I didn't get it from Home Goods. It's a different store, but it's nothing but like household items and stuff. So I got it from there, and if I happen to ride past there later on today, because I don't be gatekeeping nothing shit, it is a beautiful tree. So you're right. Hey Amber, hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. You don't remember when they were saying a few years back and still talking about own nothing and be happy. Period. Well, meanwhile, we're supposed to own everything. The land as far as we home sense. No, it's right in Conyers because I live in Conyers, Georgia. It's right off of 138 by where Ross and stuff is. So I don't know if you know anything about Georgia, but it's right over there, right in that shopping center. So that's where I got it from. But when I walk in that store, it smells so amazing in there. But I got it from there. And I got this big, beautiful ass mirror from there. Like, that was my favorite store when I first got here and I was decorating my house. That was my favorite store. So waking the people to understand their power. Because y'all hold the power. Like, do y'all not get that? And I get when people are saying, oh, I'm homeless and right now. Like, how can I do anything? Like, I don't play a part in the system. But you do. You do. Everybody that exists, body, soul, person that exists on this earth plays a part. Now, what job do you have to play? Sometimes we just not asking the right questions. But mind you, all of us have been there. And maybe the reason why they have, by the way, on Twitch, the screen is sideways. Oh, why? And that's so weird. Well, I have to fix it. Thank you, Amber. So, what I explained to y'all before. People who, wake up with a silver spoon in their mouth, when they become broke, them people normally jump out windows and things of that nature because they don't know what life is. They don't know that life could be so much more. It's the people who have had nothing and have obtained, finally was able to obtain something that we started off with an attitude of gratitude, like being thankful. You see what I'm saying for what we have. She says she's homeless and she's never been more powerful. And period. Mind you, I'm coming from a standpoint of I've never been fully outside because I have family, but I have been to a point where I didn't have my own place, my own location, my own, and shit. I done had a place and still slept in my car. Why? Because I had a sunroof and I like being outside. So, sometimes it is meant for when things get uncomfortable, so that way you will not feel uncomfortable, or for you to have an attitude or be thankful. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure if you've ever been there, you get it. Because when you get there and then you realize that the people that you needed or the people that you thought you didn't really need. And so it could just be whatever lesson that is being given or taking place at that time. So breaking the illusion that keeps them asleep. This is not just about giving them knowledge. It's also about shifting their perception so they feel and embody their true strength. And here's how. Hey, Megan. Good morning. The wildfires, the tornadoes. Mind you, and this is, I don't know if this was like my dream the other day or if it was just because of what was actually happening, but the world was on fire. But mind you, it was just saying the world was on fire anyway, because everything that's happening, y'all, I was talking to somebody the other day and I told them, as far as black people are concerned, right? And I'm not, again, this has nothing to do with race. They would like for us to, have a race war and this, that, and a third and some other shit. The bad part about a race war is this. As black people and somebody being white or something like that, we would never know if you were on our side or not. So that may create or cause havoc, right? But as far as the black people are concerned, there's black people that are outside of America, Africa, Asia, every part of the earth. There's black people, Haiti, things of that nature. Do y'all understand that the struggle is everybody's struggle? This is also the reason why I said, if in fact that they start talking crazy about, segregation, this, that, and the third, we have to really get involved with some foreign people, because of the fact that whenever, they decide that because black people going to make it do what it do, okay? Just so y'all know. The group is going to make sure that it grows in ways to where it's going to be strong and it's going to be powerful. But then outside of that, we have to make sure that you have alliances or allies with people who, when now they decide to come and do a Tulsa or whatever that don't happen. Because of course they're going to try to make sure that you don't get weapons. Of course they're going to try to make sure that you don't have a strong military. Of course, like the people that would wish for it to be segregated the way of 1802 or 1902 or whatever the hell they seem to think. Like, to me, I don't care what they got in their mind. That's not the question. It's not the answer. Whatever they have in their mind is whatever they have in their mind. Whatever God already says, and whatever that has already been put into the ground, the blood, sweat, and tears the spirits that have already been before us, it's already been written. It's already been said. It's already been done. Touch not my anointed. Whether or not you seem to think they are or not, don't do it. So, breaking the spell of dependency. People have been conditioned to believe that they need the system more than the system needs them. Why, y'all? Show them real life examples of how collective action, and I just showed y'all that. When I talked about Target, when I talked about Tesla, these people are losing big money. So show them in real life examples, and this is the going forward, and for y'all, the people that y'all are talking to, in order to show them, in order to wake them up, in order to let them see the reality of this is where we are. Like, we didn't do this because what I tell y'all all the time: keep your hands up. Don't put nothing into the system. Let it unravel the way it needs to unravel, and then when Spirit says go, that means go. Also be mindful. The enemy of my enemy is not your friend. Okay? Because there's going to come a time where the enemy of your enemy is going to be saying, and what did I tell y'all before? The enemy of your enemy is not your friend. No matter how they try to, spin it, link it, they ain't your friend. Know it and understand it. So show them real life examples of how collective action has shaped history, how workers, communities, and movements have changed entire empires. The moment that they see the power flows from them and not to them, the spell begins to break. It flows from you, not to you, because y'all are the ones that are actually creating. We are the ones that are creating the system. So breaking the spell of dependency, workers and companies realize that without them, production stops. Instead of accepting bad conditions, they organize and demand better pay. If they all walk out, the company collapses, providing they hold the real power. What did I tell y'all? I already gave y'all that example. It was written here too, but I gave y'all the example. So what to do? Encourage people to build alternatives, local food sources, trade barter, networks, input, y'all, it's a farmer right now, and I think he's up in Maryland. He's on TikTok, and he's a chicken farmer, and so he's been selling his chickens. Like, he done slaughtered all this stuff, and everybody on TikTok was saying that he needs to, hey, Miss LLC, he needs to expand his shipping. We pay for shipping, but mind you, this is the farmer that is selling eggs a lot cheaper than the stores. He has a freezer full of meat because they're about to do the next slaughter, and so they're trying to get rid of the meat to send it to wherever it needs to go. It could be done on many more scales than just that. So he's up in, I think he said Maryland, Virginia, maybe New Jersey. So whatever area that is. So who's next? Who's the next farmer that is in Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida? Find them. Find them and bring them to the forefront. Because clearly, when we start getting it from them, it kind of, makes it better for them and for us. Like, this is one of the things that I have noticed about social media. Social media can make people famous. Social media can also break somebody, right? When they were talking about the cancel culture, right? And in some ways, and this is one of the things that maybe this is why he appeared to me. So it's this guy on TikTok, Hood Mills, right? And Hood Mills, even from the beginning when I first started seeing him, I'm like, y'all, I cannot watch this because literally this is trifling. But the man made good food, and guess what? Not judging, because wherever you are, do what you need to do, right? Anyway, the man made good food. It was just in the strangest of conditions, right? But people need to eat, no matter what condition they are. So if we outside and, camping or outside because we outside, then we going to be outside. So whatever he had, he made it do what it do. So recently he just popped up and he got, he was doing his dance in front of his new house. This man has, upgraded. And so I was looking at the comments because in my mind, and I didn't even know it was him because his locks was going, right? And then everybody was saying they made the right person famous. Definitely. Because from where he came from and to where he is now, definitely growth. Definitely, like, that was the best. And even seeing that, right? But then it be the other people on the other side of that. When I be like, why did that go viral? Or why did they make this person famous? And then all of a sudden people realize, like, why did we do that? So again, y'all can find them. We can find these people, and y'all can make it so we can make it so that people know more about, the local or the people who, deserve, certain positions. Because why keep talking about people who we shouldn't even be talking about? Like, fuck them. They hold no weight in the community. You don't want to, like, literally find them. And then, start showing everybody else, this is where I get this from. This is where I get this from. This is where I get this from. So then that way it's not hard for people to, kind of switch. This is all we have right now. Because, again, people were saying, Walmart. One thing I'm noticing about Walmart also is lately it's been all the water literally coming out of Walmart has been leaving quickly. So that tells me one of two things, because even when I was out in trucking and before the thing happened in 2020, I saw it. So I saw the casket start to move around. I've never seen caskets move around ever. And so because I was outside in trucking, I started to see this, which made me call my family. Something's happening. And I feel like y'all need to start making sure that y'all are, getting certain things together, because something is going on. Then I also saw, because I'm, a YouTuber, I've been on YouTube for forever and a day since 2019. I started to notice that there would be videos that would come up from foreign places that would all of a sudden get wiped away. Y'all know that nothing gets wiped off the internet. Who has the power to wipe something off the internet? That was strange to me. So by the time I started sending it to my family, the video would be gone. But mind you, it was people crying in China saying that they was making them stay inside the houses and they wasn't letting them out because there was some mysterious such and such going around, and they would wipe the video off the internet. So they already knew that that was happening before it actually happened because I saw the videos. But then it was making people think that I'm crazy because I sent you something and it don't have nothing in it. But meanwhile, that's what was in it. It was showing them people being like, forced to stay in because of what was happening. Either way, long story short, I saw it happening before it actually happened. So something is happening right now because water is definitely not being put in the stores like it should. Mind you, cases and cases and cases and cases of water go into the store on a daily basis. I have been in this store, like, this is what I do on a daily basis. So if you have not started, this is the time for you to start. And mind you, you need to do it now because, like I explained to somebody else, and everybody has, oh, we have filters, we have this, we have that. And I don't know how anybody could explain it to me, but spiritually, what I got was this: get it now before it starts to be tampered with. Because again, be mindful. We have the power to bring the people up. We also have the power to bring the people down. But if these are the people who are the only source of what we have to be able to eat, drink, yada, 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 they could bring you down as well because put it in a product. You see what I'm saying? They had a military drill here in St. Louis for an earthquake on a fault line. Hadish, tomorrow's message is so like, okay, so, because I don't really want to go into it, but y'all, where we are is not where we are. When I said something about the maps and things of that nature being changed, look it up for yourself. Like, I know people don't like to hear stuff like that, but be mindful, like on the Game of Thrones, because we can make it something simple and easy, right? So when they were fighting for, what do people fight for? They fight for power. Mind you, it's over land masses, minerals. What do people fight for? Let's see. Oil. Let's see if it has something else. What do people go to war for? So throughout history, societies have engaged in war for multiple multiple reasons, often complex and interwoven key motivations. Economic gain. Nations may initiate conflicts to secure valuable resources. I already put that. Expand marks or enhance. I already put that. Land. The pursuit of economic benefits, such as historically been a significant driver of warfare. Territorial expansion, that would be land. The desire to acquire more land for strategic advantages. Resources, access, population, accommodations has led to, y'all, see, now y'all about to make me go into some shit. Like, all weekend, this is what I've been doing. All right, I guess we doing this. All right, so religious, let's finish this first. Religious. Conflicts rooted in religion, convictions, or ideology have been prevalent. So we also have nationalism, a strong sense of national pride or aspiration for national independence. We got revenge or retaliation, which is probably getting ready to be the biggest one. Historical grievances or perceived injustices can lead to wars aimed at avenging past wrongs, claiming lost honor, or responding to previous conflicts. That would be number one. All right, so we're going to put revenge or retaliation. Because, again, we don't want to go to war, but you are about to make me retaliate on your ass, okay? All right, so we got civil wars. Internal conflicts within a country often arise from power struggles, political disputes, or social upheavals. Sound like the same thing to me, so we're going to put that as number 2 because it seemed like that's going to be the biggest one. So we got retaliation because you making me do some shit. Hey, Aunt Darlene.
Hey.
What you doing? No, I'm online on,
live?
yeah, I'm live. What you doing?
Okay, call me when you're done.
All right, I love you.
Love you.
Bye. All right, we got unchecked interest. we can make that number 3 because literally it starts with the beginning. So institutions where leaders or ruling elites pursue personal or political agendas without accountability can lead to war. Does any of this sound familiar? Misperceptions and uncertainty, misjudgments about adversaries' intentions or capabilities. So, which would be like how they want us, the race war. Um, you're not my enemy. You're not my enemy. You're not my enemy unless you are now trying to invoke some shit that was already had been you trying to take me back to back down memory lane. I don't want to do that. So understanding these motivations is crucial to analyzing historical conflicts and working towards strategies that promote peace and prevent future wars. They had a military drill here in St. Louis for an earthquake on a fault line. Now, these fault lines are very, very important to us spiritual people. Um, Let me see. Let me see it. Because what we need to finish is this. But because I think that's one of the things on one of the days. Because, y'all, this week, it is about to be, the word is profound. Like, literally, all the things that is being given have already been given. You know how they say there's nothing new under the sun? It's just that for some reason, our brains have not correlated then till now. The present is also the past and also the future running simultaneously together, right? So we are here in the present moment, right? But not realizing that how we got here was something from the past. So I asked my chat yesterday. I was playing with my chat and I asked my chat where the location that I was born, where would it have been on the map previously, right? Because tomorrow's message is about origins and a fault line has something to do with it, right? A lot of y'all here and now at this moment in time, y'all were already placed here in the past. They knew y'all would be here in the past. They knew that Hadish would exist at this moment right here, right now, because what he was needed for would be now. When I told y'all, come as you are, when you come into the chat, you come as you are. It don't matter whether or not you are angel, it don't matter whether or not you are a demon, it don't matter whatever you are. So when Hadish came into the chat, Hadish said, I am a hunter, right? So spiritually, a hunter is so many different things. A defender along with that, right? And so when we go into Dungeons and Dragons, and I didn't mean that, but Dungeons and Dragons, but also what I meant was the Game of Thrones. And it was talking about how the Iron Kingdom, they was all moving around because they were trying to make sure they acquired the land. So when the armies were marching across the places, they were trying to make sure that they could, have control of the land masses. So the U.S. being a landmass is being controlled by, the U.S. government. So, and this is why I said, here we go, because what y'all didn't realize, like, all weekend long, I've been playing with this thing, right? And starting a new civilization, because at this point, we could be at the precipice of starting a new civilization. So this was, I think I started this on Friday, right? Because I didn't know where this was going, but literally, everything is important. And sometimes shit just pops in my brain and literally, I don't know why it's there, but it's for a reason. So would it be possible to start a whole new civilization? And it's definitely possible, but it would be extremely difficult starting a new civilization from scratch. It would require 1, the people; 2, it would require the land; 3, resources; 4, governance; 5, technology and knowledge; 6, economy and trade, but economic resources. So I'm adding shit together. Culture and identity, right? So Then the next question that I asked was, is there anywhere on Earth that has... Good morning, Mr. Steele. Thank you for being here. So I said, is there anywhere on Earth that has land that nobody ever claimed that could be occupied, right? And again, don't ask me why I was doing this. For some reason, it was me and the universe talking at the same time, because I started asking questions. So there are a few places on Earth that are truly unclaimed, but a couple of unique spots exist. Bir Tawal, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's between Egypt and Sudan, right? It is an area of desert that neither Egypt nor Sudan claims due to the border disputes. It's uninhabited and extremely harsh with no water sources. Marie Beard Land, Antarctica. A massive, unique, unclaimed region of Antarctica. However, there's a treaty that prevents nations from claiming new land there, and settlement is highly restricted. By who? And why? But we already all know this, right? Most other land is controlled by countries, even if it's remote or uninhabited. Some micronations have tried to declare sovereignty in disputed or abandoned areas, but they usually aren't recognized. All right, so I told it because this thing be lying. So be mindful that when you're talking to this AI, it be lying. So I said I would like the correct answer. So don't give me, don't try to pacify me. Give me the correct answer, right? So the correct answer is, there is no truly unclaimed habitable land on Earth where a new civilization could be legally established without dealing with existing governments, treaties, or extreme environmental challenges. First and foremost, I don't recall me as a person, and do y'all ever recall y'all as people being involved in any of these treaties? And we have just been a people that we allowed for so long for, other people to make rules and regulations for us without explaining to us or telling us why. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but for some reason the penalty of asking questions has been, death or cutting you off. But why? Why are we a people or a nation or a world of people who will just allow for, have allowed, because why was the treaty made for Antarctica? What's over there? And why is nobody telling us? At this point, when we are talking about the Great Awakening and revelations, some shit need to be revealed. Some answers need to be answered. And for us as a people to just be pacified by, because I told you so, you're not my mom, you're not my dad. And even my mom and my dad gave me an explanation as to why certain things were the way that they are. Why is knowledge that should be given to everyone or accessible to everyone only being given or being controlled by who? So who made the treaty? Who brokered the deal? And then why did y'all broker that deal? Make it make sense. It's not making sense. I need answers. So, Bir Tawali, I hope I said that right, is unclaimed but nearly uninhabitable due to its harsh desert conditions and lack of resources. Marie Beardland, Birdland, I don't know, is technically unclaimed, but international law, the Antarctic Treaty, prevents nations or individuals from claiming or settling it. Who made the treaty? And I don't really care about who made the treaty, because we can find out who made the treaty. But why? Tell me why y'all did that. What's over there? And why is it that every time somebody comes, the military, or every time somebody said that they went to certain places, there's, So if the treaty was brokered by, because, sometimes when you go down wormholes, you also, hear little birdie say that apparently the treaty was brokered by the magical beings that lived there. The they don't want to be corrupted by us, and but is that written down somewhere, or is that just what's being said by those who decided to line their pockets and be ignorant? Yeah, like I need a sustainable answer that makes sense to me. And on top of that, y'all have heard anytime somebody goes to Antarctica or over anywhere near these places, people start to show up, and but who are you? And why did we give these people so much power, and why are we giving these people so much power over what we see, what we know, what we hear? And if it's for our own good, why? Because again, y'all keep hearing me say I'm a person that likes to touch the stove. Like I have done some shit, I heard spiritually don't do that, but still done it anyway. Because like, so why? Tell me why, and then let me decide on whether or not we should go over there and find out or not. Well, there are so many things that are causing our devastating consequences for us who are not going to just sleep on this issue. Period. Let's coexist together. Miss Kelly, ma'am, I've been okay. So yeah, Mr. Steele said, Miss Kelly, ma'am, I've been in a so-called homeless status for nearly 2 years, and I've come to love a sense of freedom. All right, so every other landmass is under the jurisdiction of or recognized by a country. But remember, back in the day, it wasn't, they had to broker the treaties, because otherwise what would happen was I would build my army, and then I would go and basically go and take some land, or whoever was the strongest. It was survival of the fit. Only the strong survive. Okay. So be mindful, because what was the thing? That was, who wrote that song? Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. All right, so that was Stop the Violence. Stop the Violence movement. So we need to stop the violence, period. And then it was, who wrote KRS-One. KRS-One's lyrics. Where they at? Stop the Violence movement, KRS-One. He said, well, today's topic, self-destruction. Where we at? Hold on. We all agree tonight, all of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. America's problem is self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Well, today's topic, self-destruction. It really ain't the rap audience that's bugging. It's one or two suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. You get caught in the mid. So to crash that stereotype, here's what we did. We got ourselves together so that you could unite and fight for what's right. Not negative, because the way we live is positive. We don't kill our relatives. So I think this was like the YN's, pop, pop, pop when it's shot, who's to blame? Headlines, front page, the rap. But mind you, and rap's the name. MC Delight here to state the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time. Period. Took a brother's life with a knife and his wife. Cried because he died a trifling death. So the other part even of this, right? So headed for self-destruction. Somebody said the other day that we don't stick together, meaning black people don't stick together. Meanwhile, we just did stick together. So we're learning something new. But if people keep saying we don't, when yes, we did. We just did. All right, I want to put this here. All right. So what I want to say, because tomorrow's message is origins, right? And so I hear somebody basically saying like, because headed for self-destruction. Somebody don't realize why certain people were born for this time. So when you were born under a certain name, a certain date, a certain natal chart. And what we don't have now, because again, conditioning and the things that these people have taken out, because when we talk about land masses and things of that nature, during these times, they taught us like when a person was born, you were born for this, right? A lot of y'all don't realize that because you are here at this point in time, your natal chart already said that you would be a part of a mass awakening. Why are you here? Why are you here? The origin of nature, where you came from. So the phrase headed for self-destruction refers to engaging, because somebody else would say, okay, well, oh, I wouldn't do this because, but you ain't them. People, because of a cause, would get put in jail. People that, because of a cause, may have been killed. People, because of a cause, is so many different things. But somebody was born because of a cause. Somebody was born to change the narrative. Somebody was born to throw the fuel on the fire in order to make the thing right. Because guess what? Other people wouldn't do it because they want to be passive and say, oh, well, oh, I'm doing this. Meanwhile, you sitting on your platform, because there's a lot of celebrities running around here. Ain't nobody said nothing. And for the ones that are saying something, you ain't said nothing. Mind you, you have the numbers. But again, watch what happens, because it's going to be a little person that rises through the ranks, because that little person was born for this moment and for this time. Because they're going to get y'all together. Okay? So whoever that shall be, or whoever that is, talk to God about it. Miss Kelly said, I got that call, girl, and period. All right, so the phrase headed for self-destruction refers to engaging in behaviors or patterns that ultimately lead to one's own downfall or harm. For Pisces, this concept is particularly relevant due to certain inherent tendencies associated with the sign. So Pisces self-destruction tendencies, escapism. Pisces individuals often have a deep desire to escape harsh realities. This can manifest through daydreaming, immense immersion and fantasies, or turning to substances like alcohol and drugs to avoid facing life's challenges. Such avoidance behaviors can lead to unhealthy habits and detachment from reality. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show y'all two different things that is being played out here, because this is gonna say one thing based off of, the here and this moment in time, right? Good morning, beautiful. I love you, Keita. It's going to say one thing to here in this moment, right? Because that's what it's programmed to say. It's the conditioning. It's the lie. It's the illusion. God gave Pisces understanding. So I've come to realize, like, the conditions of today will put somebody's body into God sends who he has chosen, and period. So, alcoholism and things of that nature, right? But could alcohol be used as a medicine? Y'all tell me. Because I'm going to say yes. If your body has been put into a constant, but again, somebody would say don't ingest poison, but you take medicine, that's poison also. It could be something, we do what we do because we are shown and taught. Yes. But I'm going to tell y'all something, and not me per se, it's the conditioning. I'm going to tell y'all something that's bad for you, and I'm going to say that it's bad for you, but meanwhile, I'm going to do it anyway, okay? So it's the don't do as I do as I say, because there's a reversal. And again, tomorrow for Origins, it talks about the manipulation of a Pisces right now, because I can hear it. I can hear it about to take place. So then I'm getting ready prompted to do something else after it does that. All right? Because although they say that about us, it's only true if you believe it for yourself. So overwhelming emotions. As a water sign, Pisces experiences intense emotions. When overwhelmed, they might resort to extreme reactions such as public outbursts or manipulative behaviors, such as episodes. When often retreat into regret. Oh, hold on. See, okay, no, I'm going to do this. So after such episodes, they often retreat into regret and self recrimination, pursuing a cycle of emotional turmoil. Victim mentality. Some Pisces individuals may adopt a victim role, reacting to situations rather than proactively addressing them. This reactive stance can stem from a fear of confronting and a heightened sensitivity to others' emotions, leading them to avoid responsibility and further entrench themselves in self sabotaging patterns. Important to the message. Understanding these self destructive tendencies is crucial for Pisces to navigate their dual nature. The constant the constant pull between their compassionate, dreamy selves. My brain is going 1,000 miles per hour because it's like so much other stuff that's being given. Like, so I'm trying to focus, but it's something else happening. And the potential for self sabotage, recognizing and addressing these patterns allow for personal growth and the transformation of vulnerabilities into strengths. By acknowledging the propensity for escapism, emotional overwhelm, and victimhood, Pisces can take proactive steps to ground themselves, set healthy boundaries, and confront challenges directly. This self awareness fosters resilience and enables Pisces to manage or to channel their empathic and creative energies positively, steering away from paths that lead to self destruction. All right, I'm very prompted to do something else, but I need y'all to listen to this. Where is it at? Let's see. Because for some reason, it gave me everything that
The dark
was
side
true.
of Pisces, what they never show you. They seem soft, gentle, almost harmless, but don't let the dreamy eyes fool you. Pisces is one of the most dangerous signs in the entire zodiac because their darkness is hidden beneath a smile that makes you feel safe right before they destroy you. Pisces won't scream, they won't expose you. They'll sit quietly, watching you dig your own grave while you think you're winning. You see, Pisces plays a game nobody knows they're playing because they hide their power behind kindness. They'll give you everything. Their heart, their soul, their loyalty, without ever asking for anything in return. But the moment you take that for granted, they switch. No fights, no warnings, just a slow, silent withdrawal that will haunt you for the rest of your life. At first, you won't even notice. You'll think they're just in one of their moods, the same way they always disappear into their own little world. But this time, they're not coming back. They'll still smile at you, still check up on you, still say they're fine. But you'll feel it. The warmth, gone. The endless compassion, cold. Pisces will kill you with polite distance while you're begging to feel close to them again. The scariest part? They'll never tell you why. They'll just watch you lose sleep, trying to figure out when you lost them, and you'll never get that answer. Because Pisces' revenge isn't about breaking you. It's about watching you break yourself while they swim away like you never even existed. You think Pisces is weak because they're quiet? That's exactly what they want you to think. Because while you're screaming for closure, Pisces is already rebuilding themselves in silence. Stronger, colder, untouchable. They don't block you. They don't wish you bad. They just become a ghost in your life. And the saddest part is, they'll be the best ghost you'll ever miss. Pisces doesn't destroy people. They haunt them. Forever. Type yes if you agree and drop your birthday to find your twins. The dark side of Pisces, what they never show you. They
So
seem
I
soft, gentle,
technically and
almost
totally
harmless,
agree
but
with
don't
everything
let
they
the dreamy
said,
eyes
right?
fool you. Pisces
And
is
so
one of
for
the most
everything
dangerous
that they
signs in the entire
say,
zodiac because their darkness is hidden beneath a smile that makes you feel safe right before they destroy you. Pisces won't scream.
Jerry is hi, welcome. He said, "Hey, please keep doing what you're doing. It's much appreciated. Thank you for being here." Tanya, you're such a blessing. Never stop doing you. It's needed. Be able to come out of this sleeping state. The most that yes, period. That most are now living in. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey, Benita, thank you for being here. Can all things be true? Yes. So everything that we are and everything that we're not, somebody will try to blame and then want to say we have to be accountable. But the thing that I've noticed about most people is they don't want to be accountable for their own stuff. So when they do something and now the reaction is what you're getting, they forget that it was their fault. And so then they're blaming you. I can take accountability for, my part in a situation, right? But if my reaction to your offense or whatever you have done multiple times, because I'm a Pisces to heart, right? People that I love, I'll let you slide 1,000,006 times. But when I'm tired and I'm done, and now but most of the time and every time, I have also told you what I was about to do. It's never going to be a surprise. And so when people don't believe you, this is one of the things. When people tell you who they are, believe them. So for as loving as I can be, I'm very balanced in my nature. So for as loving as I can be is also how treacherous I can come for your ass when I decide that you have played in my face and manipulated enough and have now, and the way I play with you is probably going to be the way that you played with me, because I need for you to understand how it makes people feel, because you're never going to get it until it happens to you. So yeah, I will take my shirt off, my back, and give it to you. I'll take my money out of my bank and out of my accounts, and I will give it to you. I'll take my heart out of my chest and I'll give it to you. But when I want it back, bitch, ain't nothing under the sun gonna stop me from coming for your ass, including God, because God already know. And then y'all be mad at Pisces because you got warned and then you got played with the same way you play with other people. So and essentially it's a I pulled a you on you, but you thought I was weak because I had a weakness for you. I had a weakness for you. But you tried to take my kindness for a weakness, not realizing I was giving you my kindness even when I knew you was playing with me. So again, take it how it resonates for you, because some of this stuff is just put into the system. Now, can I get the real answer? Everything you just said, all right, um because it's funny how even the things that get written about us is all conditioning. So it says, understanding the phrase headed for self-destruction in the context of a true Pisces involved delving into the core traits and behaviors associated with the zodiac sign. Pisces, born between February 19th and March 20th, are renowned for their deep empathy, creativity, and intuitive nature. However, these very qualities can sometimes lead them down to paths of self-sabotage if not managed mindfully. So what it just did now was showed you how a lot of the things that if you have these tendencies and these traits, if it's out of balance, then it could kind of fuck you up. But initially it was saying refers to engaging in behaviors or patterns that ultimately lead to one's own downfall or harm. For Pisces, this concept is particularly relevant due to certain inherited tendencies associated to the sign. So maybe a little bit of the same exact thing, but I think it kind of elaborated a little bit more as to why, like, you being empathic, you being creative, you being intuitive. So key traits of a Pisces leading to self-destructive behaviors. Escapism. Pisces possesses a rich inner world and may retreat into fantasies or daydreams to avoid confronting harsh realities. This tendency can manifest as procrastination, avoidance of responsibilities, or resilience on substances to numb discomfort, such as behaviors while providing temporary relief, often exacerbated is the word, and it's all competition, and underlying issues. But listen, let me show y'all something else, because literally, here, right here. So what this thing does, right? And it's the prompts that have been put in by people. So origin of Pisces, the deep waters and time. So how things have been manipulated. And so this goes into something that has something to do with tomorrow, but also it's important for today, because I need for y'all to understand how a lot of the things that get written or put into the system on this timeline is corrupted. It's corrupted because it wants to condition you in a certain way for you to believe that these are your biggest flaws or these are your biggest issues. It says, can thoughts and emotions shape my reality? 92% of y'all answered yes. 7% of y'all said no. So the poll was completed with 51 votes. So I appreciate y'all, being here and even participating in the poll. Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, is associated with endings, the collective unconscious and spiritual transcendence, and has roots in. So it talks about where the astrology comes from: Babylonian astrology, Greek mythology, Christian symbolism, Hindu and Sumerian myths. It talks about Pisces represent spiritual wisdom, illusions, and sacrifice. Somebody in here says martyrdom because they seem to think that Pisces, that's one of the Pisces traits. I'm not, confirming or denying, but it comes along with patterns and behaviors as to how puppetize us to keep us competing so we won't see the truth. Yes, and it talks about this is where the origins come from, because again, that's the message for tomorrow, but apparently it's incorporated in the message even for today, because they bit the hand that feeds them, never bite the hand that feeds you. Blessings and curses. One of the things was we are not always asking the right questions. So even with this, if I say one thing to it, but then I take a little time, it is pre-programmed to give me a basic uh, summary of, whatever it is that I asked for. But once I start to kind of let it know that it's telling me a lie, then it will kind of switch up, because I literally said that, and it said I wasn't trying to tell you a lie, but meanwhile you lied to me. So we'll see. But anyway, it goes into the etymology of a word. Pisces derives from Latin Pisces, fish, linked to fertility, the ocean, and hidden depths. Religion comes from regulare, to bind, originally meaning to reconnect with divine, but later used to control beliefs. So everything that is also being put into this system right here, right now, is to kind of keep people in a sleep or a stasis mode, to where you don't understand that you're being cut off from your true power, which is you. They want you to always look outside of you, games, this, that, the third, yada, 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 electronics, whatever it is that they can keep you focused on, instead of getting plugged back into your true nature, your true being, and understanding. So everything that it gives us is watered down. All right. Let me go back up here, because I'm gonna go back to this, but I also want to finish the first message, as into not making it right or wrong, but it's up to all to solve this and figure out together to create a paradise where we really are the core. We just accept it all because we only know what we're literally taught. And just imagine if you were born in a box and all you knew what was in the box. So again, the boundaries that have been placed, because I was asking this thing about, are there other places, because just imagine that we wanted to create a world of our own, right? First of all, we would have to have a location to be. So we don't want to be under whatever this is, and this is the land that we have chosen, and this is our land, and we're not leaving, so we need to figure it out. And so now we don't want the existing whatever the hell that is, because it's not doing anything but creating struggle and strife. It's picking and choosing based off of not the merit. It's picking and choosing based off of who is financially more who can lie the best, who can manipulate, who can create the most illusion to get the people to do what they want them to do, for the benefit of them, right? Meanwhile, me even sitting here and telling y'all that y'all are the key is a violation to them, because of the fact that, why would they want me to tell you that? And they would say that I'm doing something wrong. Meanwhile, because they want to keep fostering the illusion, I'm the problem, and not the fact that they created the problem, and that they're doing it. Mind you, me telling you that you have the power should not bother anybody, because they should want you to be the best you that you could potentially be. But that would be a problem, because if you start to think on your own and you start to now move in ways that is not deemed to them to be, how they want you to follow it, then I am the issue. Meanwhile, I was sent here to do exactly that. I couldn't do anything else but that. My questioning from day one, from the time that I entered into this realm, has been nothing but that. So, and again, I don't want to go into, but I do. I have to, because it only makes sense. You don't realize, like Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Lizzie being here at this moment in time. The day Lizzie was born, her name meant something. She was either blessed or cursed at birth, because it says blessings and curses, right? So your birth date, the stars alignment, the placement of everything, you were either blessed or cursed at your birth. The name that was given to you, the location of your birth, everything was important. And whether or not anybody here believes it, the doctor, the hospital, the actual location is not the actual location. So I have literally, all of us have literally been tossed into an illusion from the beginning, because where we were born at could have really been named something else. And this is where I was trying to tell y'all from the beginning, it's a wealth transfer taking place, because regardless of whether or not this society don't want to tell you the truth, heaven writes down the truth. The stars write down the truth. So that can't be corrupted. Certain things are just the way it is. And just because we can't read them for what they are, don't mean that spiritually it's not being read for what it is. It's the wicked soulless individuals that have their egos only to lead them, which is evil and spiteful, selfish, and wrong. Yes. Love you, beautiful. I had a target put on my back at birth. Yes. So, the conversation that I was having was my name, because my name got changed after a couple years after I was born. So when I initially came into this realm, I came in under my mother's name, because of the fact my mother and dad were not married at the time. And back then, they wouldn't allow you to have your father's last name, because, mother's baby, papa's maybe. It had a good cause. It had a good reasoning before, as to why they did that, because maybe they didn't want to have to keep changing somebody's name, or maybe they don't want a dad to be given credit for something, but this is also the thing. Remember, back in the day, they didn't have DNA testing. So you would just be put under the name that, was assumed, which probably was, maybe better, because it would also mark children in a way that would give them a blessing, because your name is a blessing. But also, because of now us being put in a society where child support and things of that nature was, now important to people. And then it would be like the dad, I'm not married to this woman, so, oh, she blamed me for whatever. And it could be based off of lies. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people was lying, then, okay, until you prove that the baby is yours, then, yada, yada, yada. Even that could be flawed, because who is to say? We got sciences and things of that nature, the Pythagorean theorem and all of these things that have been around for so many years. These people put stuff into the system, and it couldn't be figured out until now, because science is a thing. And so people will say, okay, scientifically, but where did that come from? And the people that were behind the science are people. So it could be flawed, right? So now they say, okay, we narrowed it down to these genetic markers, such and such and such and such. They have reasons, or they have ways. And I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. But what if it wasn't right? Because again, science has changed. Like, they thought something was right at one point in time, and then it wasn't right. But anyway, we ain't gonna go into that. The point of it is some of y'all didn't get put under the right name or the right last name at birth, but everything happens for a reason. So in the stars, they knew where your blood came from. They knew the person. They knew that when this egg hit this particular thing, that could be the dad. Um, but also what we have learned in the process is certain eggs could have been fertilized just because they were fertilized, and just because I was having sex with XYZ don't necessarily mean that was the XYZ daddy. Yeah. So genetically, yes, your DNA is unique. Your DNA is also your roadmap, right? And so although a person would say like you being born at a specific time, specific location, your DNA being your roadmap, nobody else can read your roadmap. They can't scan you and say, okay, this child is destined for greatness, or this child came from such and such, but heaven can. The stars, celestial, can. They already knew. It was marked, right? So, say you were born, Lizzie was born in Michigan, right? But Michigan, as of now, would be Michigan, but before it was Michigan, it was technically Sudan, okay? Or Africa, because we don't know. They got places where Louisiana on a map said Morocco. But meanwhile, they started to now, because I took the land and now I'm I came over, self-proclaimed, I took this shit. And now it's not called Mississippi no more. Now it's called Talisha owns it. And so going into the future, this is what it's called. Meanwhile, back in the day, it was this. So now somebody looking at Lizzie's chart would say Lizzie was born in Michigan. Meanwhile, Lizzie wasn't born in Michigan. Lizzie was born in actual, it's Michigan, but it wasn't Michigan. Lizzie is now born under, like when I did origins and I went back, my birthday is not even correct. Because literally, remember when they decided that 10 days needed to be taken off, and then this happened, and then this happened, my birthday's not correct. Mind you, I'm a Pisces Aquarius cusp baby, right? So I was born on the cusp of a day. If we remove all the corruption and manipulation from the birthday, the actual calendar, and go back to technically what was what from the beginning, I wouldn't even be a Pisces. I would still have Pisces traits and this, then a third, but literally when I show this shit to y'all, it is the strangest thing, but I ask it to not tell me lies. So when you ask the system to not tell you lies and to have to tell you the whole truth, we have to now realize that I was born and bred because I'm a true to heart, true to life Pisces. Like nobody's not going to tell me differently. But also on this particular day, when the stars aligned, because what it ended up telling me was that my moon sign was Virgo. My moon sign is not Virgo. And so that's when I said, you lied, right? So this message, Pisces, they bit the hand that fed them, never bite the hand that feeds you. And it talks about the people, but literally it's a corruption of the people. But mind you, it happened a long, long time ago. And so the illusion has to be lifted that you're not small in the grand scheme of things. You're not obsolete in the grand scheme of things. Your placement was intentional. And now you have to understand that everything that you were taught, everything that you learned, take it away, strip it away. And even if it's like a little beacon of, I can hold on to something that is there, understand that the reality of it all is the corruption happened before you even got here. But you still, she said, intentional and destined. Your destiny never changed because your destiny was already written in the stars. You were destined to do certain things. Whether or not the corruption was put into place, On the days, the time, the da 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 da, the name, the location, the this. It is like how they say, you have free will. You have free will, but it gives you this choice, this choice, this choice, and this choice. But all roads lead to this location. I'm getting goosebumps from all this light work. Thank you. I mean, if that's the case, then that means I'm doing my job, because when you get those light activations, that means that apparently I struck a chord to your DNA that's now get ready to light up, and you just got an ascension. Something just happened. So now it puts you on, like I said, nobody can read your roadmap. You have to just be able to, when you meet people or when you go to certain places, it's like when you get those light activations, it is now letting you know that a chord has been struck and it was meant to be. I have gotten activations from people who were hating on me. Like, mind you, they would say something that's meant to kind of, trigger me in all the wrong ways. Meanwhile, they didn't realize they gave me a light activation. Like, the haters help. When I told y'all that, it was for a reason. The haters help. Sometimes, without them doing the thing that they do, or them being put into the simulation to do the thing that they do, then you wouldn't, redirect to go this way. You would have stayed on this pathway to do something else, but meanwhile, that wasn't where they wanted you to do. So insert hater, go this way. That's why detours are not, delays. Have you ever been on a road and you were going, to a certain location, and then all of a sudden there's roadblocks and things, and you thinking, shit, it's going to fuck up my time, but then the roadblock literally puts you on a road that gets you there faster, or get you there in a better way that you like, shit, I never even seen this before, but now it does something to your brain. Here we are. So everything happens for a reason. Now you have to understand the importance of the people. You as a person, as a part of the collective, I need y'all to get your power back. And even when you got to pay bills and things of that nature, because I got to pay some bills today. Meanwhile, I'm still sitting here and it's 10, right? 2 hours later, right? One thing that you will know, a person will say, oh, I can't be a part of the boycott because I got to pay bills. God knew you was going to be a part of that boycott, and then all of a sudden a check magically comes into your life from a rebate that you never even knew you had, but all of a sudden the rebate is here because God knew you were needed to boycott a situation, and God knew you had to stand with the people. So sometimes it's just in making the decision to do a thing. Like, I can't afford to do this, but God, if this is what's necessary, universe, whoever you talking to, Mother Gaia, this, that, and the third, if this is what's meant for me to do, make a way for everything to be taken care of. I told you I've been sitting here for 2 years. I was in trucking and I made a whole lot of money in a month, right? Sometimes close to 20,000, but sometimes more than that, depending upon, the time and the space on what I was doing, right? Was I seeing any of that money? Nope. I didn't know where my money was going to, this, then, the third. Mind you, I've been sitting here in front of y'all for 2 years, but literally things have been getting paid for. And it's not because, people donate to my channel heavily. I do get people donating to my channel heavily sometimes. But on top of that, my channel is monetized. So do the work. Just do the work. Some days out of the blue, I told y'all the other day, I just had 2 checks deposited into my account. Mind you, I didn't do any work that day. I just didn't have it in me. God knew that I needed to watch something, because literally they kept showing me this thing over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the moment to sit in front of y'all, sit here and just watch, whatever they needed me to see. And now I'm stuck on something else that they're needing me to see. Hey, beautiful, love you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jamie, love you. Thank you for being here. And so now it's like, I need you to rest. I need you to clean up. It's so much stuff that is like a disaster area around here. Mind you, you know how you clean up something, you make it dirtier before it gets cleaner? It's all my fault. I'm literally getting rid of stuff because I don't know why, but like a lot of my clothes and things of that nature, I didn't had enough. I don't want to wear this. But whatever it is, it's a change that's happening inside of me that is now just get rid of stuff, clean it, clear it, do whatever. Energy that was like, if I show y'all my front step right now, this shit is crazy because I've been putting rocks in this bed, these beds right here for the past, I've been in this house maybe about 8, 10, 9, 10 years. So every rock that I put in here in these rock beds, I have, for some reason in my brain, has told me to pull them all out. I done blew every rock. So it's 1,000,006 rocks at my porch right here, right now. All of the rocks are out of the rock bed up here. Mind you, it was dirt everywhere. And so now I'm gonna paper it again all nicely. It's time for me to plant, so I'm gonna plant some actual buckets of veggies there. But I done removed every rock out of here. I'm gonna clean it out, put the paper back down, push the rocks back, put some nice wind chimes and things of that nature outside, put the buckets there. But spiritually, it was telling me the energy, if anything was there, get it out. And mind you, it done rained on it, so the earth has been blessed, and it wasn't even expected to be rain, so it rained. That was a blessing for me. But when I put it back, then I have to spray the porch down with some bleach, clean that off. After the bleach and everything dries, then I got a bug spray again so my house don't get bugs. But also what it was showing me was I removed all them blocks out of there, all them rocks out of there yesterday. I seen 2 snakes yesterday. They was babies. They was black gardener snakes, I think. But it was 2 snakes there. So healing, but also, you know what they say about snakes. It could be some people or things around, but when you start to see certain things spiritually, again, because I read the universe. So when the universe starts showing me stuff, it just lets me know that it was meant for me to do it. So what happened was one of the snakes, because I wasn't trying to kill him, just get your dumb ass away from my house. So, I let him go. But then when I got up to the house, because I've been blowing the dirt outside of the, out of the rocks, right? And what happened was the other thing that I noticed was whatever the fine stuff was came in, and it was right here on the windowsill. So I came in and I cleaned the windowsill and things off. But when I went to go blow some more of the stuff, the snake had moved to the side of the house, but it couldn't go through the the vinyl or the whatever's on the outside, and so the snake ended up going off. But again, the universe telling me be diligent, and cleaning and clearing is important right here, right now, at this time. Some people would call it spring cleaning. But it's also getting rid of things that, you don't necessarily need. So when I went and to one of the stores yesterday, because I said the energy, when you wear certain things, you giving it energy. And it don't matter. It could be expensive or not expensive. A lot of y'all don't realize, like, hoarding is a thing in the spiritual community, because why? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, the point of it is be mindful of those things, because ascension, taking off, is like a plane. If your plane is heavy, loaded down with, this, that, or the third, shit everywhere, it's not going to take off properly. It's the energy of, how they say, like, your heart has to be light as a feather. But it's everything else important that's important. So you need what you need, because sometimes spiritually we will keep things. Aaron, you're never late, baby. I love you. So you are fine. Your spirit will tell you to, this is important, because why am I collecting rocks, right? But this rock was important. This rock actually absorbs energy. Where I got this rock from, I was on a job in Maryland. And I got out of the big truck, and it was literally on the side of the whatever them little drains or something is, and for the water storm drain. And so for some reason I had to take it. And it's different from, it's the same as one that I carry in my purse, but mind you, this one is a lot heavier. But they kind of almost resemble, this one is not as like refined, and the other one is nice and shiny or whatever, but that one right that I keep on my purse is definitely energetically, if anything's happening, it's absorbing. But the point of it is did you know that these things are calling to you? Are you listening to what the universe is saying? So we go back to the message: Pisces, they bit the hand that fed them, never bite the hand that feeds you. You being mindful, you're not them. Feeding yourself what you're listening to. It's what you're consuming. Things of that nature. It could be musically, it could be television, it could be, because I'm not watching TV unless I get led to watch TV. It's too much stuff to distract, the mental and the mind. But when the universe needs you to see something, like, how did I get connected to that? How am I being shown stuff that I already been talking about? But mind you, I never seen that. But the show is literally saying the timeline is off. Like, I ain't gonna lie, as I was sitting there at first, I'm thinking, are they fucking mocking us? But, I haven't gotten into, the next part of it to see what's happening. But in my mind, that's what it made me think. Like, the timeline is off. It shows when the world ended in the destruction. But meanwhile, we know something's not right. You felt the time being off. You felt the adjustments. Something is not right. But meanwhile, they keep trying to convince us that this is proper. No, you know better. You feel it. Energetically, it don't feel right to you. Spiritually, it don't feel right to you. If it look like a chicken, sound like a chicken, chances are it's a duck. Like, come on now. Stop playing with me. So, okay. So, seeing through the illusion. Power is an agreement. Those in control only stay in control because the people believe they have to obey. Once people recognize that laws, money, and authority, and even status are constructs that they hold power when accepted, they stop fearing them. And the truth is shattered. The illusion is shattered. The truth shatters the illusion. Because truthfully, you thought they were in control, but when you realize they were never in control. Anybody that runs a business that does not understand that the people, if you don't have the people, then you have no business. Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele is here, and Mr. Steele, you run a steel construction company, right? And that's what you do because, that's your last name. So you said, I'm going to go into the steel business. Now, when you go into the steel business, you got to either know that you have to make it. So you have to have the resources and things of that nature. You have to have employees. You have to have, maybe some drivers to get your stuff to point A, point B, or you just, hire whatever, right? I know, Mr. Steele. I wasn't trying to. I just said Steele because that's your last name. He's okay. You're in the electrical industry. I know. I wasn't trying to say that. I wasn't gonna give out your business. But anyway, Mr. Steele's in electrical, y'all. So if y'all need a good electrician and you live around Georgia, hire him. Anyway. So right now, Mr. Steele, if he wants to make his electrical company bigger, on a grander scale, then he would hire, more electricians. But he would know that to expand, he would need more than just himself, because he might be on. I know, Mr. Steele. I just wasn't trying to put your business out there. But hey, if you don't care, then let's make it grow. Okay, I like it. We can flourish this way. So Mr. Steele said, give him his correct business. And if y'all need an electrician, he is your guy. Okay. So if Mr. Steele needs to be on a job and he starts to get like a contract or something, right? That would mean that he would need more electricians because of the fact that, he wants to grow, he wants to expand, he wants to accumulate more wealth, right? And so he's not going to treat his electricians like, y'all are second class citizens because I know I need y'all. I'm going to treat my electricians good and I'm going to pay them top dollar because I want to keep them. An electrician is not just anybody just can't go out and do electrical work. That's important, okay? Because somebody could die. Long story short, he knows the quality of his work. So he would also want to make sure that he hires people that take pride in their work, because you just don't want to hire, no regular Joe Schmo that don't care, and then all of a sudden everybody around here getting electrocuted. That ain't gonna be good. But when you find good workers, you want to keep them. So you pay them well, you treat them well, and you act like they are important to the system. You see what I'm saying? You don't treat them like, okay, you're not important here. I'm the one with all the money, so you should be thankful that you got a job. Like, what? You should be thankful that we're even letting you be here. I don't like that behavior, because you not treating me nice. So I'm going to just go find a different job. You know what I'm saying? That's how you lose people real quick. Like, I don't like it here. Like, it don't feel like family. Like, when it's a real good job or a real environment, you treat the people like family, because that's what it is. It's not that I'm better than you because I own the company, because without you, I don't have a company. We can get robots and things of that nature, but pretty soon something's going to get fucked up, I can guarantee you. And you're going to lose out bigger than you would, by being a little nicer to people. Reconnect them to their inner authority. So, the system thrives by making people doubt themselves. Teach them to trust their intuition, to rely on their own skills, and to build networks outside of the system. Excuse me. Self-sufficiency, whether through growing food, creating independent economies, or sharing knowledge, reclaims power from external forces. Remember what I told y'all earlier. Like, if you own a farm and you have, particular vegetables, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 talk to your people outside of you. Mr. Steele's an electrician. He's certified and everything else. So he can now be the person that you can call to instead of these bigger companies that don't give a fuck because of the fact that, they done already made a lot of money. So now they charging you high dollar for everything. Anybody know anybody about that own a pool, or that does pool renovations? Because that's what the hell I need right now. I'm about to do some stuff to my pool, and I need somebody that, knows something about pools and ain't gonna be, but I'm gonna do it myself anyway. I just need a little advice. So if anybody knows anybody that basically has any pool experience with vinyl and liners and things of that nature, holler at your girl. Okay, so barter and trading with people, things of that nature. So whatever it is that you need, Aaron, whatever Aaron needs at her house. So Aaron may need somebody that can fix her front porch or something. Okay. How about also coming together as a community? Because what if we fix something on Aaron's house, and then we fix something on somebody else's house, and then we fix something on somebody else's house? Again, that now takes away from stuff that, because some of these companies be getting out of control and out of hand. The HVAC company, because I need somebody that does HVAC too, to install an AC, an air conditioner, which I'm not saying, oh, you shouldn't get paid for your work or this, that, and the third. But when you're overcharging people for shit, like what I told y'all, I went to the car place and they told me, who's paying for it? Is the insurance paying for it, or are you paying for it? It shouldn't fucking matter who's paying for it. The price should be the price. But no, it's one price for you, and then it's a different price for the insurance company. Y'all are the reason why the insurance is high. Like, I don't understand why people don't realize they're part of breaking the system, because why are you doing that? It shouldn't be one price for me and another price for the insurance. The price should be the price. And if you can do it at a price for me, then you should be doing it at the same price for the insurance company. And it should be across the board. But then also, if the insurance companies are now price gouging, so now everybody's price gouging everybody, and we got to figure out a way to stop it, to shut it down, because it's getting out of control. Mind you, the people who pay for it are us. Like, they're saying it should be okay. I'm going to charge your insurance company a different price. That's not fucking okay with me, because at the end of the day, I still got to pay the insurance. You see what I'm saying? So they saying it to us like we're stupid. Mind you, you're still going to have to pay for that in the end. Community bartering has always been a great moral support agenda. We need to figure out how to do it, and how to do it on a bigger scale. So how do we do that, and how do we do that on a bigger scale? Because I'm not going to sit in front of y'all and act like, oh, I know how to do it. Yeah, I know what we need to do. How do we do it? Whoever has that skill, step to the front, please, and thank you. Like, it's also a thing where if I do something well, let me do the thing that I do well. If you do something well, let me let you do the thing that you do well. So how do we do this, and how do we do it well to make it efficient for it to grow and expand into a bigger system for us? Use language to reprogram the mind. Words create reality. The very language people use keeps them trapped. Period. I keep trying to tell you, the power of life and death is in the tongue. I have to work to survive versus I create value and I deserve abundance. Because I just said you should definitely get paid for your skill. But instead of you saying I have to work to survive, like, do y'all hear how that even sounds? I create value, I deserve abundance. Lead in the areas that you have skills, period. And be mindful. I create value, so I deserve abundance. I create value. Like, I make this shit better. You make it better. You make me better. He said, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together, period. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we together. Because you make it better, shit. Period. Shift the words and you shift the thinking. Encourage language that empowers rather than enslaves. Because why the hell do we need to be enslaved? I don't want to be enslaved. Enslavement is not good. It is 2025. Why do we need to be enslaved? I don't like that. So let's not do that, please and thank you. Y'all almost fell. I'm cracking up. Show them unity in action. That sounds like struggle. I know, Mr. Steele. And Mr. Steele, that's exactly what it sounds like. Fucking struggle. Getting on the struggle bus. We do not need that. All right. So show them unity in action. When people see real results, they wake up faster. I mean, we ain't going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. So if you are, that's a fact. So what can I do to be of service for you? In order for, us to create the system and live the life that we know is ours to live, what do I need to do? And Mr. Steele, that's exactly what it sounded like. Get on the struggle bus. We ain't got that shit. This is the abundant bus, okay? Period. We ain't got time for that. We got shit. I just said at the beginning of this meeting that these people have real jobs, real lives. These are not, broken or broke people. We go through some things, but at the end of the day going to end and we going to evolve and grow. Now, how do we evolve and grow? How do we evolve and grow in a way that is sustainable, that moves us away from the system that is trying to keep us stuck? Protests, worker strikes, boycotts, when done collectively, prove to the system that cannot function, proves that the system cannot function without the people. Even small acts of defiance, choosing where to spend money, supporting local creators, what I said about the farms and things of that nature, refusing to engage in fear-based control, create cracks in the system. So we already started doing that. We started it with Target, Tesla. Okay, so the other thing. So Ben and Jerry's has actually been doing very well, as far as the movement is concerned, right? But Ben and Jerry's is also in holding of a bigger company. Do not, do what you want, but Ben and Jerry's is not the problem. It's the people who are holding of them. So do what thou will with them, but be mindful of not punishing the people who have been on our side. Okay? We do that through unification and period. So again, they have been on our side, the side of the people. Be mindful of that. So show them unity in action. When people see real results, they wake up faster. Y'all see what's happening. You heard what Kendrick said. The movement, the revolution will be televised. Period. All right? Because it should be. If we let people and we let stuff start to be in hidden places and in the dark and without it being shown, they don't want you to wake up. You know what DJ Khaled said? They don't want me to win, but God does. They don't want us to win, but God does. It has to be shown. But this is also the reason why they're saying that what the media is not showing everything, because of course, if they start to show the things that are actively working, it's going to wake up too many people too fast. Either way, we still got to spread the knowledge and still get the people to understand that we are in control. United we stand, divided we fall. They want us to be divided against each other. They want us to argue amongst ourselves. They want us to fight with each other over. No, but let's figure it out. What people, what places, what things are put in place right now that we can support, that will support us, because it has to be equal give and take on all sides. If your favorite celebrity such and such has no opinion, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. If they stand for nothing, they're going to fall for anything. This is why it's celebrities right now that are going to places, what's the plan behind that? Why did you go there? Why are you doing this? And it ain't about canceling nobody. What it is about is we are where we are. Not because, we asked to be in this position or some of y'all, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. Some of y'all did, but the majority of the masses didn't ask for any of this. And everybody shouldn't suffer because of what, a select group of people deemed or thought that, oh, it was cool to do that. Good. I pray that everybody has the day that they deserve, including me. So when I say things of that nature, I'm not exempt from the system. If I do some fuck shit, of course, allow me to be, have the day that I deserve. But if I do nothing but great things into the system and I do what I'm supposed to be, what I'm told and what I'm supposed to do, I shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of somebody else's BS or somebody else's decisions, because it trickles down into everybody else. So right now we're paying overly priced on everything. But we have allowed for such things to take place by statements like it was collision something on Salem Road. They shall not get none of my money, and I'm sure they're not the only people that's doing this. But when y'all find out insurance or places are charging your insurance more than they're charging you if you would do it yourself, cancel them too. Because at the end of the day, that's a smiling in your face way of backhanding your ass. Because I still have to pay for that. They're still going to figure out a way for me to have to pay for that because it got used. So I'm not going to take it from you out of your pocket, but I'm going to take it from you out of your pocket. Like, let's start to think about some shit. And if people are doing that, stop frequenting them. And like she said, even with the lady, when productivity is failing because, we got a person over there on their phone and, they own company hours and looking at us like we crazy, start reporting their ass. Because, again, they got a family to feed, but you have a family to feed. That's why you came to work. So, I could be a part of the problem, too, because I didn't report a person that should have been reported. But the fact of the matter is, Mr. Steele right here, Mr. Steele was who I was talking to yesterday. When Mr. Steele said, who is it? The lady such and such? How the fuck did you even know that? Like, y'all, he right here. I did not tell him who said what. He knew it himself. So call back the spirit. A disconnected spirit is an easily controlled spirit. The system keeps people spiritually empty, so they seek fulfillment in material things. Guide them back to their inner divinity, to nature, to ancestral wisdom. The spirituality, and mind you, I already said this to y'all already. Like, if they can keep you disconnected, cut off, and distracted by, simple things, a spiritually awakened being cannot be enslaved. And even if we don't know all the way fully, we have not awakened all the way fully. You are not, spiritually inclined all the way fully. The fact that you are starting to awaken, or the fact that you start to pay attention, and the fact that you start to acknowledge is half the battle. You don't have to be the top of the line, da 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 da. And will you ever be based off of if you're following other people? Spirituality, again, your roadmap, your DNA, your ladder, your journey is individual. We can do this and walk together, but what the universe has already programmed you with is for you to figure it out. Nobody can tell you, oh, you got to, like, we may have similar stories. We may do similar things. We may move in similar ways. But what they will be saying to you, or what they could potentially be saying to me, may come in, different forms and fashions. So what may be good to light you up and wake you up, for some reason, y'all remember them little toys that the little kids would have, and it would be different colors, and you hit the color and it would make a different sound. It kind of reminds me of that. So whatever would happen, like whatever would, strike a chord with you may not strike a chord with me. Again, I told you, a hater even gave me an awakening, like literally an activation. They was talking shit, didn't even realize. You just turned me up, bitch. Thank you. Now go on and get. Thank you, but bye. All right, so lead by example. Most people won't listen to words alone. They need to see someone embodying the truth. Be the example. Live free. Hey, son. Live free, stand firm. When they witness someone moving without fear, without dependency, without bowing to illusions, they will start to question their own chains, not change, but it also change. So once the mind shifts, the system collapses. It was never built on true power, but belief. And belief can change in an instant. So it's different when you believe something, when you know something. When you know something, it can't be shaken. Like you staying 10 toes down on, I know for a fact that this is the right way to go. Because again, I ran a business for a very long time, and I do understand how each part plays its own little special piece to the instrument, or to the system. I wouldn't ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do for myself. I did every part of the system. So when a person says, oh, well, this is how, this happened. No, it's not, because I did it. Now, a person to do something way totally different, then you could do it also. But I did it. I worked on my trucks. I have done that. Anything that I could do that was kind of simple for me to do, I would do it. And people will say, well, why are you doing that? Let me do it. Or, just move out the way. No, I want to do it. I want to do it for myself because I want to know how to do it. Because if I'm ever by myself, I need to be able to know how to do it. I've worked on my own trailers, put the flooring inside of the trailers and everything. So when a company called and say, oh, well, you call a company and now you want somebody else to do it, because sometimes you might not want to do it. You may want to get somebody else to do it. But meanwhile, you're not going to be able to charge me an arm and a leg, or you're not just going to tell me some bullshit because of the fact that, I don't know nothing. I know that when I pull the flooring out, the electrical got to be laid this way, that way, whatever. I know it got to go through different beams. Like, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to tell me just anything, because while I was in trucking, I took the opportunity to literally, be hands-on with it. So if I decide that that's something that I want to do again, it's going to be easy for me to just jump right back into it and keep on pushing. Now, some things may have changed because rules and regulations change, every year or 2 years or whatever the hell. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the gist of, certain things, I can get back into it, and it's like, back like I never left, okay? Because I took the time to know every step of the way. All right, so breaking the spell of dependency. They don't need the system as much as they think they do. I grew up during a time when it wasn't cell phones. I grew up during a time when it wasn't really computers like that. I grew up in a time when, so I done seen the transition of a couple of different things. Just think about somebody who has not had that example. I'm 49. So There's people who cannot live without their cell phone. But you won't die. I promise you. You will not die. You may think that you might because, if somebody misses a call, if I miss a call. Let me tell you, when you are truly having a good time or when you are truly living life, that phone don't matter. Those electronics don't matter. It'll be times when I know I'm supposed to be doing videos and things of that nature, but I'm in the moment. So that moment is like, could you imagine being somewhere or being with the person, somebody that you truly love or you truly want to be with, and not having to be tied to your phone? A lot of y'all should realize and understand that the reason why y'all are connected so heavily to y'all cell phones or electronics is because y'all don't like the people that y'all with. That's a cue, a good clue for you. If you are somewhere where you're supposed to be having a good time and you can't put your phone down, you're not really having a good time. Because if you were, you would be engaged in what you was doing. So if you sat at the dinner table with a group of people, and all you are focused on is what's on the internet, you're not having a good time. You should not be there. You should go home. These are all clues for you as a person to understand, like, spiritually, they're not feeding you. You're just not into that situation. If you are sitting with a person and all they are doing is on their phone, know and understand they don't fuck with you like that. Okay? Because it shouldn't be that hard to take and flip your phone over for an hour or two during a dinner. Because I like being here. Now, it could be one thing like, okay, a phone call comes through or whatever. I'm at dinner. I have to call you back. Or maybe just not even answering the phone. Because, is it an emergency? If it's an emergency, most times they'll call back. So this is how a lot of y'all, we don't understand, or we will say, okay, well, we don't know spiritually if we're connected or if we're on the right path. That's one of the ways. See how easy that was? If you cannot not be on your phone in a certain place around certain people, you don't need to be there. It's not in alignment with you because it's not holding your attention. So why are you there? Workers and companies realize that without them, production stops. Instead of accepting bad conditions, they organize, demand better pay. I gave y'all that one already. Teach them to see through the illusion. Expose the system for what it really is. Examples. Many believe money has inherent value, but it's just paper backed by belief in history. Entire currencies collapsed overnight. Once people see that the authority is just an agreement, once authority is just an agreement, they stop fearing it. What to do? Start discussions or create context exposing how laws, taxes, corporations, and control structures were designed to benefit a small group. Knowledge breaks control. So we talk about this all the time. Like, we buy houses. I have a house, but I gotta pay taxes. Well, I gotta pay taxes on my house every year. Mind you, the taxes keep going the fuck up every fucking year. So I can have a house, I can pay my payment, I can do everything, but if I don't pay taxes, then I can still lose my house. That don't make sense. Nowhere else is like that but here. Why do we got to keep paying taxes to, like, it's like they figure out a way for us to have to keep paying something. Insurance is one of the biggest scams ever because literally these people get to keep your money, and if you never have accidents 5 years, 10 years, they done got all that money from you, and then they will try to figure out a way to not give you back any of your money if something happens. I pay homeowners insurance every year. Nothing happened in the home. My homeowners insurance last year, $2,000. Try to get a new company, they try to charge me $6,000. But I'm never going to get any of that money back. Mind you, I've been paying homeowners insurance since I lived in this fucking house. They ain't gave me none of my fucking money back. Ain't paid for nothing in here. So why am I not receiving a check back from them people? But if I take off the homeowner's insurance, that's going to be the minute something happens. But it shouldn't be that way. They keep figuring out ways to take money from us. Georgia, every year we got to fucking pay a tax for your car. Like, why so many fucking taxes? This is like ancient times. You remember how the kings and queens, when they used to go through and they used to say the people need to pay their taxes, and they send the motherfucking guards through, send the guards through, and if you ain't pay your taxes, they do some shit to you. Like, what are we doing here? Should it not be a system where if I pay taxes and nothing ever happens, I get some of my money back? Especially I done been paying taxes over 5 years. Make it make sense. I ain't got it. So reconnect them to their inner line authority. Stop waiting for permission. A person wants to start a business but is scared of failure, thinking they need approval from society or financial backing. Instead, they start small, using their skills and community support, providing they never using their community support, providing they never needed permission to succeed. First and foremost, if you start a business and it fails, good. Like, it should have shown you what to do next. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's just the lesson, seeing the silver lining. And I don't want to say good like that, but also it gave you some skill and knowledge. So I don't mean good that it failed. I mean good that, you see the silver lining. Do it again. If you woke up, you can do it again. So you can build the same exact business again. And people do it all the time. Them so-called people that, everybody says is, rich and wealthy, this, that, and the third, they go bankrupt. They open up a new business under something, a different name, and do it again. So sometimes a loss, a L, is not a loss. It could just have been a lesson. Do it again. I had 7 businesses 3 years ago, just about. Probably a little bit more, but 7. And so God needed me to do something different. None of the businesses that I had could I not restart again. I can open up every single one of them again if I choose to. So my boutique, I may choose to, start again. Why? Because, I wear clothes and things of that nature every day. So I may just start doing the things that I like. Hair company, a spa, trucking, notary, any of them businesses I could do if I chose to. So the lesson and all of that was even learning to let some stuff go, because of the fact that I told y'all, if in fact I had all of them businesses during the time when everything was happening, I would have had to pay somebody some money that I didn't need to pay them. So sometimes God does a thing, shows you something, and then removes it because of the fact that you don't know what's about to happen next. But when it is given in a way where, because God don't give you nothing and then take it back. God has never given me nothing and then taken it back. God has always, if anything happened, it was always to put me in a better position. So if I choose which ones I want to open, they'll probably be bigger and better. And now they won't be corrupted by, somebody that I thought was, around to help me or do anything else. No, do it yourself. These people don't care about you. They don't care about your stuff. They don't care. People just be trying to figure out what they can get from you. And sometimes that is our lesson. We open things or we do things and we have the wrong people around, and God's showing us you don't need them people around. Them people don't care for you. Them people are trying to use you in a way that it's not going to be good for you later. So this was one of the lessons. Would you rather it be taken at 100 and something thousand or at 100 and something million? Would you rather learn the lesson when it's smaller money, or would you rather learn the lesson when it's bigger money? So I can take it from you at 100,000, and then you could do it again and, go surpass that and go beyond that. But now you don't have these people around you that could be your downfall at the bigger version. And sometimes we don't think that way. Sometimes we just think that, it's embarrassing that we lose this, or we were out worried about what other people think, or, But meanwhile, there was a lesson, a method to the madness the whole entire time. You may not have saw it. They may not have saw it. It may not even be for them to see. It was just showing you what was necessary and needed to be done. So use language to reprogram. Remember, I told you about the words. Instead of saying I have to go to work, it's saying I choose to exchange my time for resources. So just small shifts and changes and changes of your perception take you from being a victim to creator. Stop using language. Stop using language that reinforces slavery. Don't say I need a job, but say I have skills to offer. Don't say the government takes care of us. Say we take care of each other. But the government don't take care of us at all, period. We take care of the government and the government don't do shit for us. So that's why we know that that is a lump-sided situation and something has to change. Because it's one thing when the government is working efficiently and effectively, but has it really ever? Take it how it resonates. So don't say that's just the way it is. We can create something better. We can definitely create something better because the way that it is fucked up. Has it ever really worked, for us? And I'm going to say for me, my type. But has it really ever worked? It hasn't really ever been equally distributed the way that it should. Because everything that I always end up seeing and ever finding out is that there's always a flaw or there's always something in the system that is designed to keep a certain ethnicity or a certain race down or at bay. We're over that. And if you're not over it, then you are a part of the problem. If you want things to be like equality to be a real thing, then everybody has to fight for the same exact thing. You can't say that, oh, we think it should be equal. Meanwhile, you still want to support a system that is not equal. Because if we're changing, then we're changing. So when communities refuse to stop, okay. So when communities refuse to shop at a big business that exploits workers, that business either changes their practices or collapses. The people spending choices dictate who thrives. Because I just said it. It's the same exact thing for the businesses. When communities refuse to shop at big businesses that exploits workers, the business either changes its practices or collapse. So we can't say that, okay, we want to change, because even when we was talking about Walmart. Walmart is one of the ones where, for some reason, it was easy for people to get rid of Target, but Walmart was a different thing, right? Because again, Walmart jumping like the club, but Walmart also offers everything at a lower discounted rate. But also, there's a company in there, good. Anyway, their family was linked to some bad behaviors, right? But Walmart's still jumping like the club. Everybody just got their tax money and everybody just went to Walmart. And I know good and well everybody just went to Walmart because even though I was in Walmart, I do the shopping and some other stuff in there. But literally, it was so packed in there that I can see when, the shifts change. Like I told y'all about the water. So all of a sudden, it was way too many people in Walmart. And I'm like, what the fuck is all y'all doing in here? So a lot of people got their tax money. They went and spent it at Walmart. So y'all boycotted Walmart for one day. And then you went in there and spent more money than you had all year in there after that. That don't make sense. So, and I'm also a person. Don't tell me not to do something and then, I'm watching y'all do something different. So if we're going to stick to it, we're going to stick to it. Because I'm going to be here for when we stick to it. But if we're not sticking to it, then don't talk to me about it. You see what I'm saying? So if we for the plan and for the play, or if we just gonna wait until we finish this one and then go to this one, then say that too, because we can do that. Just line them up. Let me know where we going and what we doing, and then I'm here for it. But if we're gonna change, it has to be a change. So the people spending choices dictates who thrives. So when they said, "Oh, segregation, this, that, and the third," it might not have sounded too good to too many white people because. Would you really want to mess up your business like that? Some people might be able to live and thrive off of, I don't need your black ass money over here. And I don't care. If that's the way they feel, they can feel that way. Like, I'm not trying to stop nobody from, saying that. But I ain't heard nobody say that. And mind y'all, the companies that do say it, Michael Jordan said it. He didn't want y'all black ass business over there, and he was black. But meanwhile, them Jordans still flying off the counter like hotcakes and shit. I heard that. Mind you, I don't even think he even wears his own shoes from what I know, but I could be potentially wrong, but I guess if you black and you racist, it's cool. I ain't got nothing to say. But, they ain't stopped wearing them Jordans yet. So boycott corrupt corporations. Support local businesses. Mind you, and out of her. Mind you, he be talking shit. And ain't nobody said nothing. So, I mean, maybe there's a different standard for a black racist. I don't know. Support local businesses and independent creators. Start community-based solutions, group food growing, local trade networks, work co-ops, things of that nature. So again, we having the conversation, but are we going to do any of it? We did just do some, but how far are we willing to take this? That's maybe one of the questions. Because again, really, we should be willing to drag it as far as it go. Like, the high road has already been taken. Now, let's just take all the low roads. Fuck it. So, how far are we willing to take this? Hey, Jessica, thank you for being here. Love you. So, when we said calling back the spirit, spiritual strength makes you untouchable. A person who reconnects with nature, meditates, practices ancestral wisdom, and trusts their intuition stops fearing the system. They no longer seek validation from material things or outside authorities. Because we don't got to do that. Like, we can figure it out. Y'all, one thing about that I love about my heritage and my lineage, regardless of whether or not I was cut off, stolen, this, that, and the third, corrupted, we will turn sugar, will lemons into lemonade. We will literally turn nothing into something. So if they say we don't like you, of course, we're going to go over here and we're going to do what we need to do. If they say I'm taking this, we say, okay, fuck it. I don't need that. Maybe I could live without that. But are you or are you not tired of being taken from? So I'm going to just give you all your shit back anyway because I don't need it. And on top of that, I make it better. Baby, you make it better. We make it better. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together because you got this and I got that. Baby, I'm good all by myself, but maybe you make it better. So nothing that they have ever taken from us, like, you can't miss something that you ain't never had. Like, we ain't never had camaraderie. How the fuck I'ma miss that? Like, literally, y'all. And when I tell y'all how serious this is, now, I told y'all a story about my first granddaughter that came into this world. And her mother thought that she was going to use her as a pawn. Like, initially, that's what she thought. You know what my stance on that was? I can't miss shit I ain't never had. If I ain't never had a granddaughter, how the fuck I'm gonna miss one? So, I loved on who was, allowed, permissible for me to love on. Because my daughter had a daughter at the same damn time. And then all of a sudden, that mother of the first child decided that, oh, I'm fucking up my own daughter's, shit. Yeah, you was. And then all of a sudden, she stopped that power struggle and she just let the baby, come on over. Because, like, how are you going to try to... One thing my brother will tell y'all, we do not negotiate with terrorists, okay? You not going to try to come over here and terrorize me with some shit. Like, I'm not going to let you do that. Now, if you want to play nice with me, I'm going to play nice with you. If you want to let me, participate, with my baby and everything else. Because one thing that I do know is kids grow up. Kids grow up and they start asking questions. And when she started asking questions about why was I not allowed to, ask your mama. I'm going to tell you what happened. Your mama did this because I ain't going to lie. I am not going to lie. And kids eventually find out the truth about whether or not their mama, their daddy, their grandmother, they such and such and such and such was whatever the hell they was. Because they grow up and become people and they start to see things for themselves. They're not stupid. So if in fact she had to try to keep that little girl away from me in any form or fashion, later on, she was going to see that your mother did that. Because I tried every way under the sun to make sure. And when she first started acting crazy, I divvied out some ducats for my son. Take that bitch to court. Ask him. Because I don't got to ask you shit. Because people be thinking that they can do this and the third. I don't got to ask you nothing. Hell, I'll take your ass to court. Do I want to do that? No. But what I ain't going to do is beg you for nothing either. That's my blood. I'm going to keep calling it back. So she going to miss her grandma, I promise you. Mind you, the first one, she's funny because, like, amazing. All amazing. But mind you, every time them kids leave here, if something gets put in somewhere, I'll be like, what are... They be practicing on their own. Them kids are old souls. They already know. They start adding power and everything else to the system. I'm like, who the fuck put that there? They did. Them kids are not dumb at all, period. Spend time in nature, away from distractions. Study ancient spiritual teachings that empower rather than enslave. Stop engaging in fear-based media that drains your spirit. Because why are you listening to that shit? And a lot of people just be fear-mongering, like with no real, way to do nothing other than try to make you afraid of what? Excuse me, a system that you have to live in. Strengthen your intuition. Trust inner knowing over external voices. Lead by example. Be the truth and the proof and the freedom that is possible. Now, leading by example. Does that mean that you're going to have to be a perfect individual? No. That's why when people come over here and they ask me, do I got to stop smoking, drinking, do what you will. Do what your spirit is telling you. Like, I can't tell you how to run your ship. Because at the end of the day, your spiritual walk is not the same as my spiritual journey. And what I'm not allowed to do ain't what you not allowed to do. I also tell y'all, there are spiritual journeys and spiritual parts of, what I want to do that, maybe other people might not want to do. I can't wait to go and on a spiritual retreat and do ayahuasca. Somebody else might not like that. Somebody else may say, oh, you don't need such and such. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you. This is something that I'm in tune with. This is something that I'm, tapped into. This is something that I want to do. Somebody else may say, oh, I drink this, that, and the third. Or I don't drink this, that, and the third. I didn't ask you. Not my problem. I like wine. Have I had wine? No. But do I want some wine? Yeah. And when I'm ready to get some wine, I'm going to go get me some wine. I'm not going to ask nobody nothing. I don't want to hear nobody saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, that, and the third. Wine is grapes. You do with your body what you will, and I'm going to do with mine what I will. And medicinally, spiritually, mentally, I'm going to, confer with God on what I need to do. I'm going to confer with my spirit on what I need to do. Don't tell me what you think that I need to do or anything else. Tell it to yourself. Now, you might want to tell me because it might be a confirmation. Somebody might say spiritually, okay, they said that. Okay, I might take that into consideration. But if I get into heaven or hell, it's going to be based off of me. If I go through whatever I go through, it's going to be because of what I did. Because again, I told y'all, I sit right here and, was very much heavily, in tune and connected and everything else. And God will say, don't do this because, this is going to happen. I still did it. And then what God told me happened. And, my bad. I got to go back and apologize. But, why? Like, God be knowing me. God know when I'm going to touch something. God know when I'm going to do something. God also be telling me, don't do that. Or you should do that. And sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. You know what they say, a hard head make a soft ass? It's true. I done got in trouble for some shit. And I literally told y'all, my brother and them came on here and everything because, my family, I come from a very open family. They will tell you exactly what the hell. My brother said, don't do that. I already heard, don't do that. Confirmation, don't do that. My brother showed up, don't do that. Come over here, do this. Mind you, I didn't do none of that. I was over here sucking for a love ass bitch. Having the best, see what I'm saying? Even the spirit said, period. Confirmation. We be trying to tell her ass. But, you know, if it's my experience, let it just be my experience. Like, I love the fact that they be telling me. I love the fact even when I get proven wrong to be right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I told you not to do that. I heard not to do that. And now they showing me that I shouldn't have did that. So it was confirmation and, you know, they showed me. But shit, it was still a, you know, I cried. But I ain't gonna lie, I had a good time in the process. Got my ass beat. I did. Taking me a long time to recover. Yes, it is. I don't regret none of it. But I sit in front of you, a person not gonna say, "Oh, I know everything that I'm supposed to do because you know," or I'm going. No, not that. That oh, I do everything. Nope, I ain't gonna tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you that, cause you know I'm not smoking and eating edibles and things of that nature at this point in time. But spiritually, I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, if there's something on it, then, you know, shouldn't be. But am I allowed to at this moment? Nope. But I promise you it's heavily in my spirit. I want to eat an edible dinner. It's in my spirit. So with that being said, I probably will never entertain a man that says, you know, oh, you shouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm never going to entertain you. Because I don't want you to have to be settling for nobody that basically is going to do what the fuck they want to do when it's time for them to do it. Because I'm going to listen to what my spirit say. And if the journey is that journey at that moment in time, then that's the journey I'm going to be taking. Mind you, last night I was sitting here and I was thinking, as I go through certain spiritual journeys and certain awakenings, right? Anytime I'm smoking or any of that, I'm always way, way smaller. Because for some reason, me and Mary Jane and speeds up my metabolism to the point where it just slims my body right away, right? Mind you, it gives me a clarity that is so different than when I'm not, right? And spiritually, the only reason why, even right now, is because of the effects, like what is being put on it. Like, I'm not in an area where I have like dispensary access and things of that nature. Because if I had dispensary access, guess where I would be? Because it may be a whole lot cleaner. But also, I probably wouldn't be, based off the fact that the they said I got restricted. They don't like Mary Jane. That's on TikTok. But anyway, because I ain't said nothing, but apparently I said something. Anyway, oh, maybe it was the D word. So anyway, I probably wouldn't be, because if we are in the middle of a spiritual war, you know, right now, how would they access the spiritual beings? They would do it by devices. So that may be one reason why you shouldn't do something, based off the fact that spiritual warfare is a thing. And if I want to corrupt the chosen ones, I would do it how? By using vices. And so that may be the only thing that I would tell you is be careful, because if in fact y'all know where we are and what's happening, then, but also I'm going to say everything is permissible again under the law, because even in, I'm going to use the Bible for this right now, but it says, kings should not drink. Kings should not drink because I forgot what the whole entire thing is. You can look it up for yourself. But it talks about when, you know, Jesus turned water into wine. But it also talks about being corrupted. So, like, kings should not drink or consume alcohol during certain times. Or maybe if at all. Because you have a certain or different burden or pathway or journey to travel. So it just depends upon who you are at the time. Who am I to tell you, you know, when it's time? Unless I get told to say that, then don't ask me that. Because that's between you and your spiritual team, you and your journey. Because why you asking me that? But you can, and I'll just tell you that. So live in your truth so that others see what's possible. Speak up when you see injustice. Show people how to be free instead of just telling them, because we have to give examples. As I'm telling you what is being done or what needs to be done, it also has to be examples being given, because sometimes it's like, I just told somebody the other day, I wish that as parents they learn, just don't say, don't touch, don't go do this, don't go do this because of such and such and such and such. So the example was, I was saying that a person at one point in time, they said I was too young for them. And what I said to the person was, they didn't have to have, intercourse with me at all, period. But what they should have done was guided in a way, because I would have listened to the person. And so if the person had, just instructed, I probably wouldn't have, dated certain individuals. I wouldn't have taught, maybe I maybe not have followed the path that I chosen because of the person. So the person that I was talking to said, no wonder people are learning to make their own medicines again. You're damn right. That's right, Aaron. Period. So the person said, I'm glad to hear that coming from a female. And then they said, because that's right, I don't want nothing with the person. I just want to make sure that they go down the right pathway, stay in school, follow the journey, right? And so what I was saying to them was, it's different when you respect a person. Like, I respected that person so much that I just wanted to do good things. I just wanted to be, right. And although I should have been doing it for myself, but at that young age, I was doing it for them. You know what I'm saying? So if they had and the word could be groomed, which probably ain't a good word, but if they had groomed me in a different way, I probably would have maybe chosen a different pathway. I don't know, because maybe all roads still point to the same way, but it just probably would have been better. It could have been worse as well, but I think it would have been better. But either way, show people how to be freed instead of telling them. You have to maybe elaborate more, because you know how when you say don't do this and then you don't give me no example as to why, it's like, don't do drugs, right? But don't do drugs because if you do this drug, you're going to end up stealing people's TVs and refrigerators and whatever they got in their house. People's loose change. You're going to be ended up, being on a corner or something, selling more than just, your soul. So when people see things of that nature, they can automatically say, yeah, I don't want to do that particular thing because it only leads to this. So it's like, elaborate on a situation a little bit more. So when you tell your kids don't do something, maybe you might need to give an example or show somebody that this is how this, situation played out. Like, it can always be, Aaron said there's a way around their bullshit. Definitely. Grow it yourself. But, if it comes from different places and things of that nature, but you see how quickly all of a sudden they all of a sudden said I said something or did something that I didn't say or do on over there. Like, nothing I said was, but hey, apparently they thought so. All right, so final thought, Pisces, they bit the hand that fed them. Never bite the hand that feeds you. Blessings and curses. If people stop believing in its power, so first of all, the system only exists because people feed it, okay? If people stop believing in its power, stop giving it energy, and start creating their own systems, the illusion crumbles. Power was never in the hands of the rulers. It was always in the hands of the people. They just need to remember it. So y'all just need to remember that you hold the power. Collectively as a group, we hold the keys. For some reason, it's like the thing when people say, I don't vote because my vote don't matter. You also fucked up the system. So just because you think your vote doesn't matter, your no vote was a vote. Like, your no action is still an action. You did nothing. So you are part of the problem. And this is what people have to see. Stop thinking that they are just minute or minimal to the situation. You are everything to the system. You may be the very thing that the system has been waiting for to put your energy into it to make it what it needs to be. So stop thinking that you're small to the system. Because if you're thinking that you're small to the system, that's lack mindset. You're small in relation to. Stop thinking that. So do what thou will, but in all actuality, it's time to start realizing the part that you play on a grand scheme of things, and you are so much more to the system than even you realize or recognize. And it's time for y'all to start sharing what y'all know, to let people know that they are more than what they think. They have more say so in this system than what they really know. So that's it. This all. Hopefully I helped. And this message was long. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 3.5 hours. I mean, prayerfully, you got something from this. Because if not, then I got something from it. That's all that matters. Because like I said, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to me. So later on, this is going to show up. And it's going to be God saying, rally the troops. But mind you, rally yourself. Because you need to know how important you are to this system. Without us, there is no change. So if we want change, we got to be the change that we asking for. Did I ever think that I was going to sit on the internet and be the poster child for spiritual glitches? Nope. This happened, and this is the result. Okay. But I'm happy here. So I love y'all and thank y'all. I'm finding my judge here. And I might not know everything yet, but guess what? The things that I'm supposed to know, I get, and everything else will come one day at a time. So to somebody else, this may not be nothing, but to others, it's everything. To me, it's everything. So because I know the blueprint and the roadmap that I'm leaving for myself. So with that being said, it's important. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here, and see y'all later. Y'all, and then if y'all have not seen on here, there was goals. So let me see what the goal was today. So make Super Chat fun, more fun with goals. So set a goal to engage with your audience in a way. Once you reach your goal, celebrate with your community. I should have told y'all this beforehand because I've been here for 3 hours. I don't know what the goal. Oh, I think it disappeared. So the goal was set for an hour. I don't think we met the goal, but Xavier Woods, you're in the right place. Period. Hey Xavier, thanks for being here. So if y'all haven't seen it, tomorrow's goal is, let me see. I'm gonna just tell y'all ahead of time so then that way. But tomorrow is, hopefully I didn't spoil it for today, but I'm pretty excited for tomorrow's message because like the amount of time that I sat and finagled the bagel, y'all, it was good for me to hear and good for me to know, because literally what I am right now, this thing literally spit out everything for me. And yeah, let me see, what is the message? Where is it at? Y'all, it has been so much stuff happening and going on right now. There's some grown man outside right now. What he doing, I don't know. Let me see. Where was we at? Xavier, how you been? All right, so content. Tomorrow is talks about origin, so where something comes from. The etymology of a word, origins, hidden truths, and you're not asking the right questions. So just to give a little insight, it's talking about you and also how things begin. So you and also how the world itself began, um, or started. Like, what I was talking about the celestial events and things of that nature. How at one point in time it was important for you to um, have your natal chart being read, because they were waiting for a select group of people to come into the universe at a specific time. It was also talking about how Pisces, the age of Pisces, created illusions. But mind you, Pisces, we are the illusion, right? And so as I was, kind of interacting and, coming up with the message and things of that nature. And it's funny because most of the time, um, like I'll take time, maybe the night before or whatever, but for some reason these messages, and I haven't even put the titles up for the other messages, but I do have them. But this weekend I sat and only engaged in the titles for this week, which was so weird because, like I said, normally it's just the night before or like the morning before, it'll come up with, whatever is being given. I just write the title and then I go. But I spent time crafting the messages because it just didn't, like, the origin of something, where something starts at, or the beginning of something, just seemed like you shouldn't just take 5 minutes or just let it be what it's going to be. But y'all know the messages normally will come out, however they're supposed to during that time, because we'll get pulled sidetracked or whatever, or something to take precedence, or something will come into existence and it'll say, okay, well, focus on this a little bit more. But me being a cuss baby, right? And having the dual nature of that, but then also realizing that, what if your moon sign is a cuss as well? Which is funny because it would mean that on my birthday, my particular birthday, um, the moon sign changed at 6:55 p.m. So it would go into you being born at a specific time, but also how your delivery was going. So it was rather strange, but then also I added into it what was happening around the time of, my when I was born. And I told y'all that I came into this world active, meaning also I had a cycle when I came into this realm, right? And even that played a part into, my birth and some other stuff. But the way this thing spit out information after I was able to, kind of get it to not deal with current day issues, or like how the calendar was changed right here and right now. What if you could insert something into the system? Like, you could go through a scanner and the scanner would now tell you your date, your time, the alignment, exactly what the stars would tell your family, your bloodline, your lineage, your heritage about your birth. Imagine if you could do that. And mind you, this is almost like something similar as to what it was doing. And it started to tell me, like, I would go through multiple relationships. I have done that. Like, it literally started to say shit that was lined up with just me as a person right now. Hey, parents count too. Hey. So that's why I'm excited for that, because then it just started to be a thing, even with the one that I was telling y'all earlier, because that was also part of a message that I was messing with, going into the system too, talking about being able to start a new society, a new civilization, a new existence. So a lot of these things, don't ask me why we are here, but if it's up, and if it's up, then it's stuck. Okay, so just know that we here. All right, I love y'all and talk to y'all later.